What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm a little late, right? Like a little bit. Like a little bit. Oh, we on our New York shit tonight, Ron?
If so.
All right, let me start the music right quick. Hello, Mr. David Hunt. How are you?
Hello, beautiful people. How are we?
Look at David come on here looking extra sexy.
Okay, that's what the block needed. Okay, we need somebody to hold us down when we're not feeling sexy, because there's all you getting tonight. The Yankee fan. That's all you getting. But that's all I'm giving.
That is too funny. But you are looking extra sexy, so it doesn't matter.
Thank you. Oh my God, my beautiful people. So good to see you guys. Oh my God. We took a little vacay, kind of like an impromptu vacay. We didn't even plan for it. But you know what? I feel refreshed. I feel good. I think we needed it.
I think we needed it. I'm ready to talk shit.
We go hard, man. We go hard all week. So we needed that break. I'm ready to go in on this too. Look who we have here, returning back to the block from his vacay. No Saint. How are you, darling?
Hello.
The original colonizer is back.
The original colonizer.
That's right. I'm still jet lagging a little bit, but that's all right.
David, this is the first white man to gentrify the block. No Saint. Oh. David Hand, no Saint.
Hello. Hey, no Saint. I'm 80% white. It's nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Oh, by the way, David, No Saint is also an atheist. We're going to have an atheist panel soon, so everybody stay tuned.
We need like a atheist hand sign.
We
Can someone work on that? I want to be able to throw that up every now and then. So like across the street, I can like do it to you. And you know what I mean? Yeah. We can have that nod.
Can we I don't know. Yeah. We got to do something. We need something. Right? We need something.
So
that's how it starts.
Speaking of gentrification and white and race and atheists, let's bring up the very religious Georgie Porgy. How are you, darling?
Okay, the block is being gentrified.
What is going on?
What is going on?
What is happening right now? Wait a minute.
Throwback.
We better think about this.
Right now.
But hold on, we did have this happen once before. This is like a little throwback. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Lily, Haran, after the show, let's have an emergency meeting.
Hey man, this ain't Nebraska.
Let's have an emergency meeting. All right. Enough. Welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTubing your favorite devil's advocate, Jen. Look at my panel. I'm so excited. You can reach me on all social media platforms On the Block with Jen. I am not Jen on the Block. I am On the Block with Jen. Also On the Block with Jen at Gmail for business. Business. Not where you go ask me to marry you. Business. On the Block with Jen at Gmail for business. You want to contact me or collaborate with myself or any of my panelists, please feel free. If you have an idea too about a topic that we may miss because we're busy, you have a topic like, this topic would be so dope for the block, throw it in On the Block with Jen at Gmail if you want to come up, whatever. Also, everyone is welcome on to the panel, but we need your faces, okay? We do not argue with avatars up here. We just don't, okay? If you're too afraid to show your face, you shouldn't be saying it, all right? But you are welcome up here at any point in time. I would like for my panelists to introduce themselves again and where they can be reached or what have you, because we network here as well. So if you want to follow any of these fabulous people, please do so after they give you your information, starting right now. Ladies first. Lily, you go, and then let the guys fight for who wants to go next.
Well, I'm Lily of YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited, the way it is spelled here right on the screen. All right. You can find me anywhere on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Who next?
Gentlemen, I got my box cutter, so...
David is next. There it is. That's simple.
A real New Yorker.
David Hand, known in some circles as Mr. David Hand. That circle really being Instagram. If you look at my my YouTube beyond my works with Lily, you're not going to see a hell of a lot. So claim to fame, runway model, discovered at 50 here on these mean streets of New York, and I've walked New York Fashion Week every season ever since.
Nice.
Dope.
I'm not going to
Okay,
say anything. I'll
I
let
heard
you fight
Haran's
it.
name. I just heard Haran's name.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I am Haran DeMarco, everyone's favorite angry black man.
Okay.
Stop by.
That's how we starting out the week. Yes.
You stop by and check me out on Instagram, Dangerous DeMarco. Also, feel free to check out some of my tunes on Spotify and Apple Music. Just type up Haran DeMarco and a whole bunch of shit will pop up.
Oh, wait. Where are you?
Oh, okay. Every time you play my stuff, I always remember the wild story.
That's just a little taste. That's just a little taste. Haran DeMarco is a musician. That's just a little taste. So please do follow and support. Okay, you want to be part of this family, so support and follow, so you be abreast of everything that we do. Okay, guys, who's next? Let's get into this. Ooh, I want to get into this.
I'll defer to the colonizer.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let's see. You can find me on Instagram, No Saint 2, and No Saint on YouTube.
All right,
Right.
I'm George. I've got a YouTube channel coming out here in the near future. It's
Okay.
called Without Fear or Favor, and it's going to be more like an interview type channel. And I've got like all kinds of people lined up. Jen is definitely going to be one of the people. Lily definitely, Haran definitely, and even saying if you want to jump in.
Sure. That's going to be interesting.
It's just get different perspectives. I mean, there's people like all kinds of people that I can think of that are YouTube content creators, and I'm looking for people that are maybe not have super mega audiences because they always get interviewed, and frankly, some of them, want a lot of change just to talk to them, which maybe their time's worth it. So, but anyway. That and George 2A on Instagram, and you can find me there.
Okay. That leaves you, No Saint.
No Saint.
He just
No.
went.
Oh, he did?
Yep,
I'm sorry. I was distracted. My bad. Sorry. I'm trying to pull up some screenshots here so we could chat about. My bad, No Saint. Don't you just love that No Saint is an atheist and his name is No Saint?
I really, that is branding extraordinaire.
I love it. No Saint. Yeah, guys, FYI, for everybody watching and everybody, you know what I mean, in the chat, hold me down, chat. I forgot, if you want to pay the lady and support the show, feel free to buy me a smoothie at the bottom, Cash App on the block with Jen, or super chat $ bottom right. Throw it in there. We will look at your comment, pull it up, and dissect it. Don't forget, you're also welcome onto the panel. Don't get scared. Get scared. You could come on up. We will give you your say, okay? We may think you're batshit, but we will still let you say what you have to say. You will not get attacked here, although some people have left clutching their pearls and drying their tears, crying in the car like, I was attacked on the block. You're full of shit. Y'all done said something weren't agreed with, okay? And then you got pissed off. But people don't get attacked here on the block, okay? Very, very rarely do people get attacked here. Very rarely.
Lily, before you jump in, I just want to say again to Mr. David and Lily, brilliant film. And I just wanted to say that publicly to you. I know I gave a super chat the other night, but I just really appreciated that film. And Lily, like I was saying in the comment I made, is that there was a lot of things that you talked about in there from my own experience. I was like, I know what she's talking about here, how if you don't love yourself internally, you got to build that person inside out. Right. And so kind of like if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. All that kind of stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for making the film. I appreciate it.
Thank you, George. I appreciate that.
That was really nice to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you got it.
And for people who don't know what George is speaking on, we screened Lily's mini biopic directed by David Hund. Okay. Beautiful project, very short film. All right. It is in my gallery, but we are also doing an encore at the end of the month to end Pride Month. We started the film with, we started the month with the film and we will end the month with the film. It is that damn good. Okay. And it deserves another conversation. These conversations need to continue. And we will do it again at the end of the month. We will have a little encore. Okay.
And Jen, I must say, my phone has been blowing up since Thursday. The people and what I'm most proud of is that people said that they learned a lot, and that it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. The film wasn't what they thought it was going to be, in the show itself. We covered a lot of things in different ways that most people don't cover them. So I was so proud of that episode, and I hope everybody else was too, because the feedback has been phenomenal.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful story. And I think why your project stood out so much, it was because it wasn't gratuitous LGBTQ, right? We watch a lot of shows, and we can tell, like, when you were trying to fill a quota, like, let's get a Black guy, let's get a gay guy, and I was like, come on, these are people, these are human beings with stories, and you guys were able to put that together and tell a story. And I love how you said, Lily, it's a human story. It's not a gay story. It's not a trans story. It's not anybody. It's a human story. And people need to see that, because especially today where there's so much confusion, right, of what's what. And I don't want to just look at these. They're humans. That's it. Let's just start with that. Let's start with the core of it. And salute to you guys again. We will have an encore, okay, at the end of the month. And I'm even excited about that, because I know we'll get new information. I'll try to get Tyra Vera up here, who has a whole different, spin, on the LGBTQ, his experience and all of that. And his channel is blowing up. He's really doing some really controversial things over there with the LGBTQ. So it's going to be nice to have him here. All right, guys. So let's get into this. The topic tonight, before I get into a little celebrity fluff, is DC Youngfly's partner dies after BBL mommy makeover surgery. Now, this is how the headlines were. His partner, I don't know why they call him his partner. She was, I guess they didn't want to say baby mama or wifey or whatever, but a woman that he was with since 2017, I believe. They shared 3 children together. They were not married, but they were very much in love, very much in love. She went off to Miami to get a mommy makeover, which is basically what they call, like, little the tummy tuck, fill up the booty, maybe lift the implants or not. Just basically a mommy makeover. They also have daddy do-overs as well, where they like sculpt your abs. If you're a man, they sculpt your abs, fill up your pecs, and they can give more width to your penis. Okay, so they do daddy do-overs as well. So this is not just for women. This is also for men. Unfortunately, the young lady lost her life. She was fine after the surgery, went to a hotel room with her friend, I believe, and just passed away. And we're going to talk about that tonight, because she is not the first, nor will she be the last. The BBL surgeries are actually the deadliest surgery on the market, and there's a big black market for BBL. So these girls are doing it in garages, in hotel rooms, in basements, in attics, wherever they can get it, as cheap as they can get it. They are all out there doing this thing. And of course, it's not just exclusive to women. There are men also getting these procedures. But so far to date, all the deaths have been women, which I found interesting in my research. So before we get into that, let's do a little fluff. And when I say fluff, I mean fluff. So Drake painted his fingernails and allegedly set the internet ablaze. So, every time it's the silliest thing. It's the silliest thing. But now we have to go through the rigmarole, the hamster wheel of, is he gay? That's gay. You see the agenda. Everybody's gay. Pay this for the you know what I mean? It's like if I was a celebrity, I would so play the gay card because people are so dumb. People are just dumb. And if you want instant press, like just, I don't know, go kiss a girl if you're a woman, if you're a guy, paint a fingernail. Paint a fingernail. And it's, oh my God, is he gay? Is he not gay? So what do you think about at this point that people are still making a big deal over men painting his fingernails? David, are your fingernails painted today? Yes.
All day, every day.
Cream puff.
My cream puff gels for life.
Cream puff.
I'm a cream puff for life. Yeah. I don't know, man. You know, I mean, I was, I've been, shocked over the past whatever, just when I'll see a guy with painted nails and then his girlfriend slides up behind him and, caresses him. I'm like, oh, you're not one of us. All right. Well, that's cool. Stop taking our shit. But, that's cool. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's great that men paint their nails today. And I think I'm even seeing like corporations adopt policies that are saying, hey, guys, you can wear cosmetics, you can be who you are. And I think that's kind of cool. I always worry when it's in pop culture, if it's a little performative, but I don't know Drake personally, so I won't comment on that.
Okay, performative. I can see that. Anyone else?
Like that, a lot of the artists that are wearing, like, I was, I was on this panel, sorry to interrupt here, but, we were talking about the fact that, like, men who are wearing more genderless looks, like performing artists and things like that, or if they wear a skirt. It's great when you're on stage and you have your security detail. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. Would you wear it alone at 2 a.m. on the subway? Would you defend it? Would you defend it in that arena? You know what I mean? Do you have balls that heavy? So I would venture to say in a lot of cases they don't.
That's a fair question.
My heart and my my respect goes to those people that do.
Same. Great question. Right. Great question.
Actually, go ahead, Ron.
You can go ahead, Lily.
But I was going to say I actually did an interview with The Guardian last year about Harry Styles in this situation, and everybody was going crazy, and they were asking me all these questions, and my response was the same as David's. Like, a lot of these people, the celebrities and stuff like that, they do this stuff for the red carpet. They do it for their magazine shoots. This is not how they live. They're not going to step out their door. They're not going to get on the train. They're just not. They're not going to take the brunt of some of the things that I was talking about on the last stream. They're just not. And so it gets a little bit annoying for some people who do live this 24/7. This is really our life. And just to watch people just kind of swoop in, collect, and then go. It's drag. It's literally drag for them.
Yeah,
it's drag, right? And people don't know the difference between drag and, let's just say, being transgender, for instance, right? Because that's the biggest confusion. And it's like drag is performed. They're doing a character, and then they go home, they wipe it off, and they live their life as their regular person. It's trans, you're stuck with it. You're going to go to the grocery store and everything like that. But this is the thing that me and my bestie have been talking about for years. Since I started my transition and stuff like that, right? This has been happening every year since then, right? And you know how we always say they want to be bad bitches? These men want to be bad bitches? Well, I've been technically saying that before I started saying that. And the reason why I started saying that is every year as I was exploring my transition, and I would put on a new garment, maybe tight, skinnier jeans, maybe a little bit of nail polish or whatever, right? I was ridiculed for it. But then I would see the guys follow the following year or two, and they're wearing that trend. And then it's been going like that ever since. It's been 15 years of that. And so it's just like, okay, now I see what's going on. Like most of the time, they come for people who wear these things of a person like me or a person who like David who wears cream puff because we're free. And I feel like that's the envy. It's the freedom is the envy. It's not necessarily that they're gay or straight or
Mhm.
anything like that. I think it's the envy of the freedom that they see a particular person have. Like, wow, this person is living against the society norms, and
Mhm.
this is and before it's cool. You know,
Right.
and they're able to be themselves, and I think that's what it is. They don't have the fortitude to be able to say that, but I that's just
Mhm.
my suspicion. It's got to be something because they just follow it up every single year with doing what a year before they were making fun of us for doing it. It's weird.
Right. I mean, but haven't rockers worn black nail polish forever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
look,
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Rockers have worn mascara.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Steven
all that.
Tyler, Alice Cooper,
I was
and
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy,
If it's your brand, Marilyn Manson. If it's your brand,
Mick Jagger.
and
Yeah.
you can wear, and they will wear it outside. We'll wear it outside when the show's over because it's kind of their brand.
Right.
When I was in high school, we had guys that wore mascara and things like that, but it usually meant you were part of a certain clique, right? There's always a catch to it if you're for the cis or the straight guy who's
Mhm.
wearing it. There's a club you're in. And what Lily said, I think she's right. Like it's we as far as the envy of having the freedom to do that without being judged. I think she's on to something there. We have a lady that works here, an inspector whose husband, we call him the Wizard. He wears black nail polish, black fingernail polish, and he's got a little wizard stick and everything like
That's
that.
funny.
But like he's but there are those people that I never really talked to him to find out. I mean that's his business. I mean it's there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like I don't know what the story is behind it. I guess is what I'm saying. Why he started doing it, or if he's always done it, I don't know.
Mhm.
But yeah. So the people that do it out in public, the rockers, it's usually a part of their shtick, I guess you can say.
Mhm. Okay.
I wouldn't wear nail polish.
No.
No, they don't have the colors that I enjoy.
Haran would need like tar and death.
see, this is why we rock. You know what I mean? This is why we rock. She knows how I think. Anyway,
Those are the colors.
no,
Cyanide.
I wouldn't.
Mechanic decay. You got mechanic decay?
I mean, that is a very masculine, you know what I mean? It's that mechanic, bro. Like,
You got rust.
Right.
You got fucking rust back there.
You got 10W40.
yeah, you know what I mean? But overall, like even Manny Petty's, I'm like, I don't know. But overall though, these kind of conversations are really funny because revisionist history and selective outrage is very funny when you're dealing with these dudes because y'all forgot that skinny jeans was a thing.
Yeah.
For a while.
Right.
And forgot that Cameron was covered in pink.
Yeah.
For a while, he had a pink phone. You know what I mean? He made some very very odd hand gestures here and there. You know what I mean? While he was covered in pink, but no one really, discusses that. But one of the things about when it comes to Drake that a lot of brothers don't talk about, and I don't see him talk about, is that it's funny when they discuss these kinds of situations, but a lot of them don't discuss the time when he was having some very strange conversations with that underage girl from Stranger Things.
Oh,
That's what we really need to be talking about.
Or when he's
Well,
been known
different.
to have very, very awkward and strange interactions with underage girls. That's something that brothers don't talk about. So, again, selective outrage. I guess dealing with little girls, yellow fingernails.
Did you know? It's a little early. It's a little early, but yeah.
Hey.
Funny. I was about to into that.
Okay, and here's why. And someone even said in the comments, Kari said it's a different standard for white men versus black men. Though here's the thing: in the black community, being gay is worse than being a pedophile. Come at me, bro.
Oh, you didn't tell no lies.
Like, come at me, bro. It is worse
He's
to
getting-
appear or insinuate you're gay than it is a pedophile, right? You know how many decades it took for people to now just start, and some never will, but some just started bad mouthing R. Kelly, like just started, because it's like, oh, I guess I'll join in. Yeah, that pedophile. Yeah. I'm like, this
Delete
guy's
playlist.
right. He was molesting little girls, age of 12, and then they saying he's molested little, just a hot mess. And it was like, I'm still step in the name of love. You got to separate the music for, but had he come, you know what? R. Kelly should have worn nail polish.
Yeah.
We would have caught him sooner. We would have got justice sooner.
Right. This is from.
Oh yeah.
Okay, passing.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's it. All right, passing the mic, George.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think David and Lily will agree with me here, but I'm kind of like over this whole thing about. To me, this is just a ploy for on Drake's thing, just to get attention or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
For that, strictly a commercial type move. I remember, when we brought up the race issue just a second ago, but like in rock music, it was always David Bowie, David Lee Roth, they explored what they called their androgynous side. So it's kind of like way back when, even, then that it was okay. And so I guess maybe in the black community, it's just they're still far more conservative in that regard about what defines a man, right? But yeah, so but like for me, like I would not wear fingernail polish. It's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
Just not me. But I did do this, and I tell you how sometimes you stereotype people. Is I did skydiving about 20 years ago, and my instructor he jumped with sandals on, and he had blue painted toenails. I was like looking at him, I was like, dude, I knew you were kind of like batshit crazy to start with, but and I thought, are you gay or something like that? But then he had a girlfriend, right? So, and then I thought, well, then I started thinking about, okay, well, is that any different than Adamant? Y'all remember Adamant?
Sure do. We're
that
old.
Goody two.
He crossed that line, between a lot in that kind of
Wait,
thing.
let's not skate over that. You had a man strapped to your back with
No.
Let's investigate.
I did not do tandem.
okay. I was like, go ahead, George.
So that's what you're calling it these days.
Strap.
I did tandem twice this weekend.
And once this morning.
Yeah, well,
Oh my God, not tandem.
video's coming out later.
Oh my God, yes. All right. So since we're already here, let's discuss the latest Glamour cover. We're already here. I'm sorry I didn't have the picture to throw up on the screen. I usually do, but latest Glamour cover. There is a trans man who is very, very pregnant, on the cover of Glamour magazine to launch the Pride Month. So, yeah, they painted him like Demi Moore, you know what I mean? And very pregnant.
Yeah.
And yes, there it goes. Thank you, Lily. That's him right there, Logan Brown. And the caption is, I'm a pregnant man. So all hell is breaking loose. Ty Rivera did a really, really good breakdown on that. If you can catch Ty Rivera, the best LGBTQ comedian in the world, he will let you know. On his page, Ty Rivera, he did a breakdown on that. That was quite amusing, as you can imagine. Ty is. But yeah, so What do we think about this? Are they pushing agendas? Are we tired of it? Who gives a hoot? Is it okay that this biological woman who is now trans man says, I'm a pregnant man? What do you think? Well, go ahead, George. I know you got something for this.
Bullshit,
Oh.
okay. He can. I'm not saying he doesn't have a right to be transition to a man, yeah. I'm not saying that, but I'm sitting here saying to say, oh, I am a man carrying a child. Is that to me is just I'm just like bullshit. This is where for me it's like, look, okay, this has gotten. I'm wanting to do the Judge Judy thing where she throws herself back and she's like, oh God, for God's sake, And I just think that it's just like, really, come on. And it's like the whole thing about men who transition to women and then get into women's sports. And then they start setting all these records, and all that. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. Same is to me. I kind of put the same two in the same kind of bullshit arena. Now, that's kind of like.
So you're saying they're doing too much. It's too much now.
Or I'm like, well, fine, do that, but don't call that. Don't say that men are now having kids. I'm distinguishing that biologically, that person is a woman, okay? And so just as nature, however you want to say, created, evolved, however you want to frame it, that's what they're doing. They're in that natural function. Now, how they identify emotionally, mentally, and all that, that's where I kind of, I think that's a separate issue. And Lily can, obviously can speak to that a whole lot better than I can, but that's kind of like where I'm at, that kind of thing.
I think a lot of people would argue that side is the only side that matters. It is the individual's identity. I mean, that's certainly, my end of the argument is. I mean, Lily, you might feel the same way. I feel like I have front row seats to the gender and sexual identity construct just dissolving before our eyes, and I'm here for it because who the fuck cares? It's a pregnant human who's going to have a beautiful baby, and not the first. 10 years ago, this happened. And you remember that one, Lily?
I feel like it was longer than that. I feel like it
might have been longer than that. Yeah.
Wasn't he on Oprah? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So
okay.
So imagine like now, we've made some progress on that front, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how hard it was for that guy back then, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, the anatomy is the business of that human, and their identity is all that matters. And let them go forth and prosper.
This is that's too much for me. That's too much for me. I'm not tall enough to go on the rest of this ride. That's like so I'm just thinking like, if my daughter be like, hey, let's say if my daughter, she had a mate and it was a trans man, and she was like, yeah, you want to meet my husband? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll meet him. And then, I'll be like, oh yeah, he's pregnant. Then I'm like, whoa, wait, I don't.
What is this?
Wait, what even happened? First of all, when did this happen? How did this happen? And all kinds of my scientific brain would just be like, no. It would literally be a kernel panic. So I'm just in my mind when I saw that, I was like, nah, yeah, I'm good, though. I'm good. This is way out of my skis.
So I'll say this. I'll say this at the risk of sounding like, I don't know, I guess there's gender tribalism. I feel this. Listen,
hashtag. Moment.
Exactly, gender tribalism. Because here's the thing, I think every tribe, right? I watch Point Break a lot. I love. Don't ask me why I'm obsessed with the fucking movie. I just am. It's my thing. It's my zen. I watch Point Break all the fucking time. And if you watch Point Break, you see that the surfers, the real surfers, had issues with, like, go back to the Valley man, like the Valley guys, like, oh look, I'm a surfer now. No, the fuck you're not. We live this shit, right? The ocean can change your life, right? And listen, and I
Nice.
get it. Every tribe is like that. Even like David and Lily, you were saying, yeah, but would you wear that nail polish like we got it on the 4 train at 3:00 in the morning, right? There's tribalism everywhere. You pick a group, there's tribalism. They're like, okay. There's posers. When people really live the hood life, it's like, bitch, you ever got shot at? It's just tribalism. It's tribalism, right? So as a woman, at the risk of sounding like there's gender tribalism, I take issue with a motherfucker who decides to now be a woman and tell me or complain about womanhood. I'm like, you will never have cramps. You will never have a menstruation. You will never, you know what I mean, lose a child. You will never birth a child. So I'm sorry to see, Caitlyn Jenner on the cover of a magazine as Woman of the Year. I'm still laughing at it because I'm like, bitch, you ain't even been a woman for fucking 48 hours.
We're laughing at it too.
You know how hard it is to be a woman? We never get a break. Biologically, we never get a break. We're hormonal all the time. Then we go through puberty and now we have our period. And then we go through hell every month in hormone. And then after that, it's menopause and it's another biological mess. Like, it's a lot of shit. 9 months of pregnancy in your back and your neck. And you have to stay pretty. You have to stay pretty because society, and if you're over 35, you're a leftover. If you're not pretty, you're overweight. Oh my God, you should be killed. So women go through a lot of fucking shit. So I'm sorry when Caitlyn went and got her titties and she's like, I'm a woman now. I'm like, fuck off. Right. Fuck off. So, I think we all have that thing where it's like, hey, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I think that happens in with all of us. If we're being honest, that happens with all of us. It happens in the fucking military. It's like, yeah, you weren't out in the fucking field, man. You was in the army. Right, you weren't even fucking acting, man. We were out there. I buried my brothers. It's listen. Every group is like that. Yes. Every group is like that. You know what I mean?
So, I have a take on this too, and we've talked about this behind the scenes, Jen. This is a touchy topic, but I love that. I'm here for that shit. I'm here for it. Yeah, let's touch it, baby.
Put your finger in the cornbread, Lily. You gonna eat that?
Right. Listen,
you gonna eat this?
I like to be touched. Just saying. Okay.
Okay.
So this is how I look at it. Yes, it is hard to be a woman, whether you're a trans woman or a cisgender woman, right? For me personally, I have the utmost respect for cisgender women, right? I always have. I've just always just looked at women as this enigma, right? And so, and it was funny, even when I decided to transition, my dad was like, listen, if you're going to do it, do it. You got too many good examples. Like, don't be a trashy trans, right? Like, if you're going to do it, be a classy trans. Like, there's so many different types of women you can be. You have really good examples of the women you can, like, model yourself after or adopt a little here from there. And so that's always been my stand. I came into this situation knowing that I was coming into the situation, right? Meaning coming into the situation of womanhood, right? That I didn't go through puberty as a, well, kind of, because I did start growing breasts as a teenager, but that's a whole nother, we'll say that for part 2.
I did it. I was late as fuck, Lily.
Sorry. So I had a little bit of piece of something. But the thing is this. I have never tried to conflate my issues and what it's like with being a trans woman with the difficulties of being a cis woman. They're different. They're apples and oranges, right? but I don't ever like the comparisons. That should never be done. Like I can't stand the comparisons. It's like, or I don't like the comparisons, or I don't like when one of my sisters tries to one up a cisgender woman. I feel like that's disrespectful. For
Oh, I hear
either,
that a lot. Like I'm like, come on, come on. I'm an ally. Don't fuck with me.
and that's the point I was about to
Like
make.
don't
Our
fuck
big
with me on your
our
side.
biggest allies are cisgender women, and it's like, come on, like there's no need to do that. There's no need to like, oh well, I'm like I don't like that. So this is how I look at it. I stay in my lane and I deal with my personal issues as a woman, as a trans woman, because there's that Venn diagram, right? So you got the trans woman on one side, the cisgender on one side, and they're going to have separate issues that each other are not going to know about unless they share it with each other. And then we got the shared shit, right? Because we're still women and we're still going to have to deal with the same things as women. So it's those
Mhm.
things. So I don't try to bleed my stuff over into it, right? I keep this is stuff, and we can share those things. We don't have to compare them, right? So that bothers me. But as far as this particular story is concerned, I don't really care. Who am I to say something? Who am I? Who,
Mhm.
who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like I can see anybody else. Who am I? A person who transitioned, especially before it became cool and trendy. And I know what it's like to be ahead of your time. I feel like I've been ahead of my time my entire life. So
Mhm.
you know what? I forgot which one of you said it. It's a healthy baby coming into the world. Hey, good, be good to the kid. Um, as long as the person's not hurting us. Oh, and the other point I wanted to make is we don't know why they chose or he chose to carry the baby, because usually it's because the wife can carry or something, or
Mhm.
they have their own personal reasons for what works for their relationship and what works in their situation. So I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know
Mhm.
if we're privy to that information, but it could
Mhm.
be a number of things of why he chose to carry the baby. So
I will say this. I don't feel sorry for him. I just don't. I feel like if you're gonna stand at the front lines, then you better suit up. Okay. I'm one of those people that goes against the fucking grain. I'm gonna say exactly what I mean, what I feel. I'm a Latina who's an atheist, which is an anomaly. I'm going against Jesus. Oh my God, you're the devil. And I'm like, and I expect I'll take the brunt of it because I'm front line, right? So I don't look at them like, oh no, don't pick on them, don't bully them. This is the fucking job. This
mhm.
is the job, okay? I've been through it. I go through it, and not just on the atheist front, but a lot of other beliefs that I have that I catch hell for and shit for all the damn time. But this is the job. So what I don't do is like, these people come out to the front line like we all do, and then it's like, oh no, don't shame, don't. It's the fucking job.
Yeah, that's
You're on the cover of Glamour magazine. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that to say, because I did this reminds me of like Lizzo. Like I'm gonna wear a little teeny tiny string bikini. Nobody better say anything about me. No, bitch, you're out here like the rest of us. Okay, you're not an exception. You're not exempt. If I throw on a bikini and go on Instagram, I promise you, as perfect as I think I am, people will tear me limb from
Mhm.
limb. People will.
Mhm.
Someone was. Oh, look at her shoulders. She got a spot. Look at that vein. I've heard she's a man. Her six pack. She's masculine. Who cares? All
Mhm.
of that. But
How
I
much
know that.
testosterone are you taking? Yeah.
Right.
In
I
other words,
know
yeah.
that. I know that coming out in public. I know that. Right. So I'm
Very
like,
true.
no one's exempt. This is the job. Front line. You want to stand there, trans man, pregnant as fuck. Suit up, and get ready. But that's my spiel. I'll pass the mic.
Very true.
Well, I guess I'll weigh in now. Um,
Okay.
yeah, listen, for the people out there who are traditionalists, and if you live a little bit longer, like especially if you're a young traditionalist, be ready to be uncomfortable because the world is moving
Mm.
very fast. I, in my own mind, I have nothing to back this up, predict that just through science that eventually you're going to have a trans woman, so biologically born a man, and is a woman with a man, and I predict that they will be able to take their DNA and create a embryo with that DNA mixture and have a natural baby. Do you understand? You follow
from
they
a
just-
cell
No,
that they
I don't
harvest
follow
from
you
your
at all.
arm. Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
follow
yeah.
you at all. I don't. You lost me. I'm
So
lost.
I know that
So
they
a
just
person
did the
born a
uterine
man,
transplant.
a person born a man
Uh-huh.
who is a woman who transitions into a woman
Okay.
will be with a man
Okay.
who's a biological man, and they will be able to extract their DNA and put it into and mix it into an embryo, even if it's her former embryo. If they take a former and mix this DNA together,
So me and George can have a baby, basically.
yes,
Yeah,
that's
I
my
was going to
prediction.
ask you now, where am I going to get the eggs?
But how?
from?
Wait a minute. But,
We'll figure
but
that out,
Listen, you'll be
George.
able to strip down. They already have tech. You can strip down an egg. You can strip down. You can strip down an egg and make. You can take any egg and inject it with these two different. That is.
okay, but it's still, but it's still XY. It's still XY. You still need a biological female to create that. It's still XY. It's just a different type of XY.
No, what I'm
Well,
saying. What
I
I'm
mean,
saying,
yeah.
or an XX.
Are
what
you
I'm
talking
saying
about,
is-
no, Saint, that they're going to rewire the DNA such that you have essentially a man who actually has both genitalia in
No.
the system? No, that's not what you're saying. Okay.
No.
I mean,
I'm
but
saying
they
they'll be
already
able to
have
take.
designer babies for some.
Yeah.
So.
What I'm saying is they'll be able to use a donated egg,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to infuse DNA from the born male who's now a female and the male's DNA together in like a test tube, basically, and have a biological baby related to both the people that are together.
Oh, I see now what you're
So
saying.
you're saying mix the sperm, mix the two little sperm.
Even beyond sperm and egg, though, they can harvest
Yes.
DNA from other cells and put them together in an egg or egg-like structure, or an egg that's been stripped down and contains
He's got
essentially nothing. It's just a container. They take Lily's chromosomes, they take George's, boop.
And then
the question
they
is,
already.
of course, how does it then get carried? You know what I mean?
Well, I
is
was just
it-
about to say they already did. They've already done the uterine transplant that was successful, I think, last year.
It sounds to me like you still need a woman. That sounds to me like you still need a woman.
Well,
Well,
today
I
you're
don't-
saying that today. We don't know. I'm just saying, predicting like 25 years from now.
Well,
There's going to be a lot of.
May not. I hear what No Saint's saying. They may not.
You don't necessarily really have to go through all that because they're working on womb transplants. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've already done it.
Yeah, for transgender women. So you don't necessarily really even have to go through all that.
And then they'll get into making
Right,
wombs
okay, so
unnecessary,
you-
and we'll
okay,
have
so
lab-grown
you're-
babies.
So you'll take a man, open him up, stick a womb in there, so he's able to carry a child. That's a lot of fucking science.
Well, listen,
you have to rearrange
no.
amniotic. You talking amniotic fluid?
Okay,
That's a
Jen.
lot of fucking
No,
science.
Jen, I'm just saying. Listen, that's a step further. What you're saying, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
All I'm saying.
Well,
is-
Haran's.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
The-
whether that's possible, that's to be seen. I'm saying simply that, people who are transgender will be able to have a biological baby of their own. Like
I see what you're saying. I
two
see.
people born are men, but one is
Got
now
it,
will be able to
got-
have a biological baby of their own.
Got
Whether
it.
they
But
carry it or not.
you still need one of me.
Yeah, you'd still need in that scenario. You still need
You
a female
still-
human,
Right, you
having
still wanna-
uterus and vagina.
But
And
I
I'm
do
trying to
get the
figure out who's busting
idea.
out to get pregnant.
Right. But I do get the idea, because I've always thought about that. Like when trans people have a baby, I'm like, oh man, like it's not related to one of you. So it's kind of like sad. Like I thought about that. Like it's not related to one of you. So
Yeah.
I see why I would see why they would want to mix, the DNA. So it could be both their babies. I get it.
Okay. All right.
get
Let
it.
me
At
just
the
ask
risk of
this.
sounding misogynistic as fuck. Nature knew who to make pregnant because,
Huh?
at the risk of sounding misogynistic as fuck, nature knew who to make pregnant because, I mean, the pain associated with pregnancy, I have been told the only greater pain is being burned alive.
Oh no! Listen, yeah, listen. You want some of this? Sign up.
That's why I just said I'm like. That's why I just said
they line up for that, and trans women want to line up for that pain. Yeah,
that is crazy. Like I would not like. Honestly, let me be real with you. I'm gonna be 100. I say this all the time. What are the benefits? It's the fact that I can't get pregnant.
If it was up to guys, if guys said, "Look, listen."
Because trust me, if women didn't have to go through that pain, we wouldn't. It's
Right.
not.
And
Like,
facts
who
and
sent
facts,
out to
if
do
men
this?
did, if
trust
men
me,
did, the
if
human
men had
race
to
would
go
stop.
through that pain, if men had to go through that pain, we would have
Listen to
died
this, man.
off millennia ago.
Yeah.
Okay, men, no, there's like
And
8 of us on the planet.
that's one of the things that I have said since forever. And me and my bestie talk about this all the time. It is nothing like the strength of a woman. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And I've seen right. Exhibit A always shows up.
A little bit more curls on the left. A little bit more curls on the left.
Because
I'm right-handed.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Because I'd be damn if I'm rushing out for that pain. Ain't nobody got time for that. But whoever,
it really is, and they don't even. And I don't want to go into this whole thing, but they don't even prep you for it. People be like, it's painful, and I'm like, okay, there's no conversation that prepares you, but no, not one conversation. But I will say this. Very mysteriously, like you forget the pain. It's weird.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah, like you
Might be
forget.
nature taking care of you. You know what I mean?
Probably it gotta be because like during you really feel like I see why women to this day still die during childbirth. I completely understand. To this day, people forget that. They think it was back in medieval time. No, women are still dying in childbirth today. Specifically, Black and brown women die at a higher rate during childbirth because medical care and whatever and the shit we don't get. But women still die during. It's no joke. It's every child is a miracle. So if this trans man wants to have a baby, go ahead, bruh.
Yo, I don't think pregnancy is like the bubble guts, dog. I don't think like that.
Yeah,
did he just say it's like the bubble guts, Kari?
Yeah, no.
If it's anything like the bubble guts, and I'm like, yo, dog, don't even use that.
Kari.
I don't think
listen, you could have 10 levels of bubble guts. It would not compare to contractions.
Just the contractions.
Okay? Just the contractions. You forget the baby coming out. By then you're already like, you know what I mean, at the tail end. The contractions feel like your entire body wants to explode. Like in those funny movies where the whole body explodes and all the pieces go everywhere. That's how painful it is. Your whole body is just like, I want this to stop. So I am going to explode. It's really bad. But then,
And here I am.
Yeah, when you were on the goddamn couch.
A goddamn ago, and I was limping around for like 3 days.
Oh, you guys are a mess. You can't even catch a cold. You guys are a mess.
Jen, I pulled a muscle down here, my abdominal muscle, and it was really painful. And I couldn't turn to swear that way. Is that kind of like having...
George. It's funny. I was with my friends out this weekend. And one of my friends, there was like a little staple sticking out of this bench thing. And he walked by it and scraped his leg. And, it drew a little blood. He was like, oh, man. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? I think you'll live. I think you'll be okay. I have a funny guy. You'll be okay. All right, guys. So we're done with the fluff. Pause. We're done with the fluff. Let's get the fucking. Okay. So this very serious topic here. Lily, I don't know if you got to see the little National Geographic thingy. Did you get to see the whole episode?
I didn't.
Oh, girl. Okay, so National Geographic did a series, Plastic Surgery Black Market. They went overseas first, then they came to America. There's a big black market here for, basement surgeries. And I just put this on. I threw this on the thumbnail
Now, you
Just
know, I know a lot about this because of the trans community and stuff
oh,
like that.
awesome
Yeah, this
then.
was
All right.
huge. The black market stuff was huge up until recently. So, yeah.
Okay. Awesome sauce. Then let's chat. So I just do this on the flyer. These BBLs killing y'all. That's a woman who had a BBL, like many women do, and those are her buttocks on the right, which were rotting and leaking. Yes, rotting. Like her skin was rotting on her body like a corpse, and she had to get emergency surgery and get those things cut out. But of course, now she is deformed, right? That's what happens when you have to get chunks cut out of your body. So going back to the actual topic for tonight, um, these BBLs killing y'all.
Mm.
Now, these BBLs killing y'all is actually a song that was very funny. Is very funny, was very funny. And it's used on social media to poke fun and roast fun at all the girls that get BBLs because their asses usually don't match their thighs, right? So the song goes, these BBLs killing y'all and the thighs don't match, right? So, they usually put the song on a woman who has a very obvious BBL. Oh shit, not to party. Not to party.
Oh.
Hey, gang.
Hey, I know you're not listen, beige boy. Okay, I was about to
Okay,
say.
about to say.
Jeez, give me a
About to
second.
say.
Okay, all right. We quick to draw here. All right. Hi, how are you? Good to see you, Sprout.
Likewise.
Okay, so we're talking these BBLs killing y'all. DC Youngfly, a comedian who started on Instagram. He was what I call an Insta comedian, just add water. And then they get popular enough to get, a role in a movie. And then they start going on a stand-up tour. So he is, becoming very, very, very popular. Got with this beautiful young woman who he met on Wild 'N Out, Nick Cannon's show. And they fell in love back in 2017 when he had no money. She was very adamant about saying, you guys keep saying I'm with him for money. When I got with him, he had no money. We were staying in dirty motels with beds that stink. And he only had $40,000 to his entire life and his entire name. So I was working, he was working. Anyway, true love story. She stayed with that man. Oh, and let me just say, he is not easy on the eyes. Okay, we keep it 100 on the block. So I know that. It's love for sure. It's love for sure. That man is not easy on the
I've tried to
eyes.
squint and everything, and it just didn't
Yeah,
work.
he's just not easy on the eyes. Okay, and we're not talking like from the neck up. No, I mean from head to toe,
Yeah.
from top to bottom. He's just hard on the eyes. Okay,
So he's not a butterface, or
he's not a butterface. He's a butt everything.
But everything.
But
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
The whole thing's bad. It's bad,
Not gonna
right?
work. No.
So she beautiful girl, but we know what they say about funny men. You know what they say about funny men. So she got with him. They were together since 2017. Had 3 beautiful children. She had very recently. She still has an infant. Had 2 little girls with him at first, and then just gave birth to a little boy. Okay, I don't even think the little boy's a year old. Beautiful girl. I thought physically, phase. I saw absolutely nothing wrong with this woman. No cap, no lie. I thought she looked like a woman who had a child not that long ago, but had put on a little bit of weight. But still a beautiful woman. She was getting into real estate. They were lucky in love. She wants a mommy makeover. She's an Instagram influencer. And what a lot of these plastic surgeons do now is if you promote them, they'll give you free services. So I'm thinking that's probably what happened because she has a huge following. And they usually post a picture with the surgeon, like, look, in the hospital gown, like as she did. I'm about to go in and get my mommy makeover. Then the plastic surgeon gets to post her on his page, like, look at my work. That's the last picture she ever took, y'all. Again, unfortunately, she passed away after the surgery. She went back to the hotel room because you have to stay in the state where you have the surgery. Looked into it. You have to stay there for, I think it's like maybe 24 hours. Then you could get on a flight, whatever it is you do to get back home. She never made it out of the hotel room. She passed away. Unfortunately, she was unresponsive. They tried to resuscitate her, but it was curtains for the young lady. So, I wanted to get into whose fault is this? Whose fault is this? Are women competing with women, or women doing this because it's big bucks on social media? Are men influencing this? I'm still seeing jokes online as recently as early. Oh, if you wearing a sundress and your ass don't shake, that ain't a sundress, that's a hospital gown. So men are still very much adamant about telling women they need to have big asses. It's still very, very prevalent, specifically in the Black community, right? If you don't have a big ass, oh my God, what good are you in this community? And people are not going to like when I say this. The more broke a man is, the bigger ass he wants his woman to get. Come at me, bro.
Oh, pow.
Come at me, bro.
Pow.
Okay, I'll twist this cap back and it'd be me and you.
There could be a point to that. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Where are my pearls?
Okay. The more broke a man is, the bigger. Listen to me closely. Hopefully this goes viral. The more broke a man is, the bigger ass he wants his woman to have. Come at me, bro. Okay. All right. And you notice the more wealthy a man gets, the skinnier and more svelte
True.
his woman gets.
True.
Yes, it's the truth.
Who's
Very
denying this?
It's
And then you see even the Kardashians.
Go ahead, Leah.
No, I'm just saying, you see what the Kardashians did since they hit billionaire status. They took it out. Yeah, they cosplayed.
Lily, thank you. They got their big asses, and who did they target?
Black men.
The Black
community. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No,
and I will pass the mic because I got more to say, but I'm going to pass the mic because I got more to say.
I will add to that. I was talking to a bunch of young men one time before, and I was basically putting them on a game when you're going to either galas or you're going to important functions, especially business deals. And I told them that the date that you bring will be a clear reflection on your decision making, and they're watching the kind of date that you bring. If you walk up in there and you got a broad with, she's got G plus breasts and her hips all over the fucking place, and you look like you just got a fresh off the goddamn video shoot. They're going to be like, yeah, this ain't really the guy we want to really instill a $20 million decision in this guy's hand. Because clearly he doesn't really know how to make the better choice. As opposed to if you walk into the room with a statuesque woman who looks, she doesn't necessarily have to be young, but if she walks in and she has a particular degree of etiquette, especially if she has a degree of class and table manners and so on and so forth, they know that you are a person of a particular ilk.
If she's a good show pony.
Okay, down and have
skinny.
Exactly. Down and have a discussion. We can have a discussion, because this guy, he's at least in the same ballpark. Now let's talk business. Let's see where we can go with that. But the kind of woman you choose in this world, yeah, and especially if you're in the public eye, yeah, it can either make or break your career. Guys, that's just it. That's just the reality of it.
Thank you for the super chat, Glenn Lawrence. Good to see you, sir. Feel free to come up if you like. Glenn Lawrence said, no BBLs for me. But Glenn Lawrence is also a white man. He's pretty attractive in his own right. So he's doing the white man thing. Nope, no big asses for me. I need me a nice svelte fit. Okay, pretty thing on my arm. And Coco is a pretty thing. So, I'm not surprised to hear a white man say, nah, no big asses for me, unless he's an urban white man. I will pass the mic again because I have shit to say.
May I?
Of course.
Okay, quite a few things. So first off, on the BBL front, it is, in my opinion, I could be wrong, I do not think that men like women with BBLs. I think that, hey, a nice butt, everyone can appreciate a nice butt. Now, there's a big difference between a nice butt and a big old ignorant stripper ass. Like there is a difference. Right?
Ignorant ass. How your ass ignorant, girl?
Ignorant.
So
ass ignorant.
There is a difference, right? Now, I think because of the novelty, if that's the right word, guys will, like especially like the Instagram models, they'll like the pictures, they'll ask them out, like even the rich guys. Now, again, the rich guys, like in the bigger to smaller butts thing, that is interesting. And like I was sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, oh my god, there may be something to that. Because one time I heard one of the Manosphere guys, they were like, oh, like if you like women with big breasts, you broke. And a piece of me was like, oh, that's kind of ridiculous. But I remember like afterwards, I was like,
Wait a minute.
like what? Like, man, you might be right. But that's like another thing. But I do not think that as far as like who's to blame, I think quite literally the doctor is to blame. And the fact that we allow
solely to blame?
Not solely, but like,
Okay.
I mean, there's well, if we're talking about that, then there's multiple factors. The most obvious generic one, it's like, oh, social media, girls trying to keep up with the Joneses and all that. But it's funny, and a reason why, like, I think it's like, especially in like the Manosphere, like they love to clown the girls with the BBLs, but then that's the only girls that like they want and they talk to, and the only women, like when they talk about their data, those are the women that they're like using in their data, like the girls that get the BBLs. Again, they'll talk to them, they'll have sex with them, but like I think most guys, like we don't necessarily, like I was at least speaking for myself, I'm not feeling it, like I ain't with it. No, for me. And like I would even say that even the guys that like do talk to those girls and like do like like knock it down, if they had to choose, they would pick the girl with no BBL over the girl with a BBL. The male gaze, again, we can blame some of that on that because like guys like what they like. However, to a degree, like even guys making like rude comments, like women make rude comments about guys' physical appearance and stuff. So like that just comes with, kind of like what you were saying, like you put yourself out there, people are gonna talk, like regardless of who they are or where they fall. So I think like blaming stuff on like the male gaze in men, because honestly, the people that like mainly criticize women and how they look are other women, at least from what I've seen. But I guess in a sense, the male gaze, you could put that because like if guys like are like, oh, I like a girl with a round butt, and the girl, who's built like a washboard is like, I don't have that little bubble. Maybe I should go get that surgery. Like again, I could see that. It doesn't make it right though.
So let me before I pass the mic, I just want to piggyback off something Sprocho said. I want to throw in another detail about social media, right? Because I think they're different. I think that this is the perfect storm. Welcome, Glenn Lawrence. So, I think there's a perfect storm. First of all, let's say her name. Her name is Jacqueline Smith. DC Youngfly's wifey her name was Jacqueline Smith, Jackie O, on Instagram. From her own words, she said that she had just had the baby. She was working out, but she sits and she looks at these girls who've had the surgery. This is her talking now, not me. She looks at these girls on Instagram who've had the surgery. She's kind of envious because it's like, it's an insta fix, right? It's an instant fix. So she was like, why am I going to the gym? Those were her words. So I guess she figured, well, let me get that insta fix. Then we all know what happened. So there is pressure, right? From other women to other women, right? Before it used to be, I want to look attractive for this man or whatever. But remember, she had it all. She had the American dream, beautiful girl, getting into real estate, a man that loves her to no end, 3 beautiful children. They had money. They had fame, Instagram fame, right? They're not wanting or needing for anything. But yet and still, those women with the flat bellies, the big tits and the big asses were gnawing at her. Think about that. She had everything a woman could want. The ring, the family, the in-laws adore her. But those women with those flat bellies were just like really getting in her mind. So we have to incorporate social media as well. The addiction is real. She kept scrolling and looking at these women. And I'm sure her friends have BBLs. So who's to blame?
But Jen,
I just want to say something real quick. Let me just say something real quick. Look, listen, just to speak on what Spro said. Spro, I mean, if these guys are telling you that they're not into that and so on and so forth, those motherfuckers are lying. Okay, I've been to the Magic Cities. I've been out in Florida. I've been in, I've been around, bro. Yeah,
I'm saying the novelty of it. Like I'm saying, if they had a choice, No,
it's even the novelty of it. I understand where you were going with it, but I'm saying just the eye of it. Just the visual of it, just cosmetically, a gang of men are still wanting to see that, whether it's fake or not. Now, I'm telling you that these women, they're spending money on that because there are a large group of men who still, find that desirable. And if there's one thing a woman is not going to do, she's not going to spend her money on anything that's not going to make her desirable. She's not going to spend some money on some shit that's going to have her looking like a goddamn fool out in the goddamn street. At least in her mind, you know what I mean. If it's got cars stopping, if it leads to $1,000 dinners and so on and so forth, yes, she is going to invest in that. You know what I mean. And a number of these girls, especially these IG models, a number of them, what we have to also throw in the mix of this is that they use this as a component for social mobility. They use this to, get in bed with the ballers or men of means and so on and so forth. Some of them don't really use it too intelligently, but there's also that component where they think there are a number of them do feel that this is, if I get this BBL, I'll be able to get out of my impoverished situation or whatever.
So let me say this real quickly before I pass the mic. I do hear that a lot, and I even men that I know personally, we don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that. So it's like, it's all well and good to say it, but if you look at any follower list and any of these women, it is men. It is 99% men. So how much of it is really a novelty? You like what you like, right? Or is it a wolf pack mentality where men, because I believe you, Spro, I don't think that all men like it. Sorry, a lot of it looks unsightly. It's sloppy looking. It looks heavy. It looks like poverty. Come at me, bro. BBLs look like poverty. It looks gluttonous. It looks indulgent. It looks like it doesn't look fit. It doesn't look healthy. The women, although they're very young in their 20s, they move very geriatrically. You know what I mean? It's like you're kind of like mutilating your body for a look. It's just not attractive. Where you watch a woman walk in with a gown, whatever. Maybe I'm being biased, but it just doesn't look. It looks unsightly to me, right? But we can't keep saying, oh, it's a novelty and men don't really care. They don't really like it. You're the reason why these girls are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on social media. It's the men. But with that said, are these women now doing it to compete with other women? Are men even a factor anymore?
That's where I was going to go with this.
A little of column A, a little of column B.
So I was about to say it is, but this is the thing. Okay. With her and ladies like her, let me go with her first specifically. Y'all have to realize where she lives in the world she's in. I live there and I was in that world, and I'm telling you firsthand, there is a lot of freaking pressure on women to get a BBL in Atlanta, and the sector of entertainment that she's in. She's not in that A-list Hollywood. You know, she's in that wilding out influencer in Atlanta where everybody.
Oh, if she was in the A-list, she'd be trying to take off her ass. If she was
right. So and I'm telling y'all, because I live there, and it even had me at times like, well, should I? Because you start looking around and everyone looks like that, right? And then it makes you kind of question. Then that's just what you're seeing when you walk out your house. Well, when you're in your house and you're scrolling, you're seeing it too, right? And the parties that she goes to, because those type of men are showing up with the BBL girls in that sector, right? Now we're dealing with that now, and we're still on the topic of blame, right? So do I feel like it? I feel like it started with the male gaze, but then the women started. Like, I'm literally like, when I tell you, I'm just going, as you all were talking, I'm going down my list of people that I know in Atlanta. I'm like, damn, do I know anyone who doesn't have one now? It's just, and a lot. Now I will say a lot of the girls that I know, they got some good ones that y'all would know. But anyway, I will say this: the other part of that is leaving the country. And why they leave the country. This is the reason why a lot of the girls leave the country. A couple of things. Well, we all know it's cheaper. That's one thing. And a lot of times they'll give you like a 2-for-1 special, like if you go with someone else. So that's why she was, and I know the person that she was with and all that other stuff. This was sad. But anyway, but you go with that person and sell like it's like a buy one get one free. Okay, it's like, okay, girl, like I get some titties, you get some titties free. We split the cost, right? The other part of that is when you're doing a BBL, it is when you suck fat from one part of your body via liposuction and put into another part of your body. Well, here in the States, they're only allowed to take out a certain amount at one time. That's one thing. The other thing is they're only allowed to do a certain amount of procedures at one time. And we already know the US don't give a damn about us. All right.
Right.
So once you leave the country, they really don't give a damn about you. As a matter of fact, it's fuck you. Okay. So then that's so you get
Fuck
out
you, pay
there,
me.
fuck you, pay me. And if you live, hey, you're lucky. So that's pretty much how it goes. They take out way too much fat. They do way too many procedures at one time because both the doctor, because when we think of doctors here in America, we think of doctors, right? But the doctors there, they hustle. Like these are gigs for them, okay? So the doctor wants to get it all in one swoop, and you want to get it all in one swoop. So you don't have to keep flying back, and you have to pay for the recovery house. You got to pay for the massages afterwards. This is the part that people don't think about. That's a whole nother, we can get to that later. But so there's a lot of factors at blame. We got the male gaze, other women, social media, proximity, doctors. It's a lot.
Okay. I know Glenn, you George, you wanted to say something, and then we'll pass the mic to Glenn.
Yeah. What I wanted to say is like in terms of the blame thing, Jen, I think you hit on it earlier. It's a lot of that's an internal thing within women. It's been going on for ages. If you remember 25 years ago, there was a big controversy about breast implants, about women dying from breast implant surgery and things like that. So, and then there's like, if we look at comic books, there's for men wanting to appreciate that. In comic books, anytime they've drawn women up in there, it's always with exaggerated features. Okay. And so so maybe there's that part of that influence, but largely I got to say men on this one, other than saying they like it or whatever, I think it's much, much, much less of a male issue here. And then I would say to and Haran and Jen, you can maybe corroborate this. If a woman wants a nice tight ass, she needs to do back squats and she needs to do lunges. And then that will. Now, if you've got a washboard ass that's just as flat as a pancake, I mean, you'll add a little bit of muscle, but you're not going to get, the kind of, the butt that you would want.
Right. Genetics does play a part.
And for the record, before we pass the mic to Glenn, pancake asses are good too. There's there's a man out there, or many men out there, who are loving a woman truly, madly, deeply, who has a pancake ass.
Ready
for the
to
record,
bounce that quarter right off it, baby. Trust me.
For the record, yep. Glenn Lawrence, what say you?
Well, first of all, let me just go in and correct the record. I was that white guy that grew up in the hood, okay, and I like my women proportionate, okay. It's not about, I like proportion, okay. You can't have ridiculous titties and have no ass. You can't have all ass and no titties. I like proportion. Thank you very much. I had to clear the record now that I'm in Vegas. I might run into you at the store, Jamie. Okay?
Oh shit! You in Vegas? Oh, okay.
Yeah. We moved here.
I like my steak medium well.
Whoever's when you come out with us, we're going to the gym tonight at 11 with Mike Sartain.
That's not her idea of a good date. I don't think.
Yeah,
yeah. I never said me and Jen going on a coffee date first.
Yeah, you got to
Glenn, don't play with me. Glenn, don't play with me.
We're doing the coffee date thing.
Glenn's trying to get cut early. Hey, David, you have to come back for our coffee date nightmare. The fucking coffee date just keeps coming back. It keeps coming back.
Be the first coffee date, like official. Like I mean, look,
I refuse.
There was a homeless guy. I'm gonna be the coffee date.
Touche.
Here's the thing. Girls going with BBLs is like the bad version of male bodybuilding. Because, okay, check this out. As a former bodybuilder, you work on your back and your legs to insinuate you have a small waist. What are these girls doing? They're working on their chest and their butts to insinuate a small waist. Instead of actually putting in the work to create the small waist, they're paying for enhancements to make it look and appear like they have a small waist. See, like when I'm on stage, my waist doesn't shrink. It drops maybe 2 inches max. So I'll go from 34 to a 32, but I'm 5% body fat. So it's like my waist doesn't shrink very much, but my back looks bigger when I'm in those poses, and my legs look bigger as I'm flexing. So it appears that I have like a 22-inch waist. No, 2 inches. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about it, it's the toxic version of bodybuilding for women. Just like how guys use steroids to enhance themselves, women are using these BBLs as a way to enhance themselves the same way like men will do it with bodybuilding. There we go.
So there's a lot of it's also spoken about in a lot of music, hip hop music specifically, like stomach on flat, ass on what's that is a Drake lyric. Then there are other ones, you know, she has a small waist and a big ass. There's a lot of emphasis in hip hop music for that. Really quickly, let me acknowledge this super chat before we pass the mic back. Thank you so much for the super chat, Fahim Jackson. Fahim Jackson says, there is a process to getting a BBL. Gain healthy weight while lifting. Doctors pull from the healthy weight, get back in the gym to reshape the bottom. Sloppy girls eat whatever, don't exercise, and it looks bad. That's tricky. That's tricky because if you're in the gym, right, and you're going so hard that you're gaining healthy weight, why would you go to a BBL? Why would you go? It's nonsensical. So you're going to go to get that good weight, that good healthy weight that you produced, get it sucked out and stuffed in your ass. Why would you do that? It sounds crazy to me.
It's just a cheat code.
Here's the thing. The biggest issue that I see with a lot of these girls is that personally, I think that they need to figure out a lifestyle change before they go down this particular road. If you really do want to go down this BBL road, whatever, fucking forget it. Just do you. But however, if you're going to go down this road and you go get the liposuction, you go get the BBL, you go get the whatever lift, the chest lift, and then you leave and you go out and eat fucking hot Doritos and fucking sprinkly Cheerios, and then you just literally pour fat down your fucking esophagus, you know what I mean, every fucking 5 minutes. You're going to be back on the table within a month, doing the same procedure, getting cut up like a goddamn, Christmas ham. And you're going to constantly keep going through this procedure where you just scarred up, all these things are happening. And eventually, what does that do to your internal organs? I remember the first time you showed me a woman after she just got her, procedure. She just was just this woman in a blood bag, basically. It was just...
Oh man, I wish I had that picture right now.
Yeah, I'm glad you don't.
But it was everywhere, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, and you can't sit. You gotta like lay on your side, and and like, what kind of life is that to live?
But you know what though?
To the coloreds on the panel, okay? I blame y'all.
Why?
Because white men, okay,
what do we do
are
now?
not obsessed.
What now?
White men are not obsessed with those big old nasty fat asses that y'all are always stressing that your women should have. Okay? This is very much, there's a huge race factor here. Huge race factor. That is why I rang the damn bell.
This may be true.
They were obsessed with titties.
Don't say me. Don't say me. Bro, it is true.
There was a time when there was a lot of plastic surgery happening with breast augmentation.
That's true. In the 90s. In the 90s.
Yeah. Who doesn't like titties?
I think that everyone...
No man likes titties. No man likes no woman with titties. Let's just face it. If you're a man and you like women with titties.
And that silicone and that whatever saline they were causing.
I'm about to do the fucking superficial fucking Olympics. Do you think that black men are harder on women in their community, or white men are harder on aesthetics? Ooh. Okay, because in the community of color, all right, and let me just say, those 8 women that died in that Miami meat market, okay? We're Black and Hispanic. 8 deaths so far. The plastic surgeon just keeps changing the name of the place. By the way, he hasn't been arrested.
Wow, God.
Oh yeah,
This happens a lot. This happens
every
a
time
lot.
somebody dies in his clinic and they had it on hidden camera, these women are getting off their flights with their suitcases, going straight to the clinic. He's doing 10 of them at a time, going from room to room to room. Okay,
I've heard of that.
the 8 deaths.
What the fuck?
Listen, the 8
Hilarious.
deaths that have happened are Black and Hispanic women.
Right.
Okay, I'm conflicted right now.
So I think.
So
No.
let's keep it 100. Let's keep it
David,
100.
I wonder how much of the social economic status actually factors into this.
A lot,
Me
probably.
personally, right now, I'll be frank. I'm really kind of conflicted on my answer right now because I don't know if I should tell the truth or actually give white men the win on this. I just.
Oh, here we go. Hold on.
I have the answer. It's easy. No, say it. Yeah,
We're gonna
yes.
have to. We're gonna have to,
Yeah.
Haran. It is what
I
it
don't
is.
know yet. I don't
Jen,
know.
to answer your question, Black men are harder on Black women. However, that goes back to the overall problem that we have nowadays in our society with men and women. And because of the cultural differences, the problems are going to be a little different. However, the root is kind of the same. So because Black men and women are clashing, just like how all men and women across, the racial spectrum are clashing, their problems are going to look different. And yes, culturally, it would appear, look at the Black manosphere, that Black men are a little harsher on their women in all areas, not just in the looks department. And it does not help that Black women are disproportionately more overweight than other groups. Now, we need to define what big titties and a big butt are, because I think everyone has
ridiculous.
Everyone has a different definition. Because I would say I like
C and up, you are blessed. If you are 36
You
C
are
and up,
blessed.
ladies, you are blessed. You have the titties that guys like. We want a handful. If it starts spilling over the hands, it kind of gets a little too much. Now, unless they got widow hands, any titty looks big. But
2 scoops of raisins.
Hey,
But here's the thing. I think the question is less about who's to blame rather than who needs to be responsible. Because we could blame anybody.
well, I mean, look, we are
David, what were you saying?
we are squarely, living in a youth obsessed culture. That is the problem from my seats. And it is the stupidest, most futile effort that we all pour our dollars in buying our anti-aging bullshit, because it's going to happen regardless. So you can die with 38 pounds of silicone dragging behind your ass if you want. I'm not gonna. I really do. I mean, I advocate for natural aging, and it's really becoming a thing. There are stars like Justine Bateman from Family Ties, who's Michael J. Fox's sister in the show, and Jason Bateman's real sister, who's a real advocate for natural aging. Doesn't do makeup, doesn't do fillers, does nothing. Looks what a 57-year-old woman looks like before
57-year-old white woman.
White woman. Well, okay.
Oh,
Can we ring that race bell real quick?
Here's the difference.
Yeah. So
what do you guys think the women with BBLs are going to look like in 15, 20 years?
I wish I had a crystal ball.
We only think, because we're so youth obsessed, we only think in that moment of youth. We don't think about 20 years from now. We don't think about those years where fucking is a memory. You know what I mean? So, like,
I wonder how
may
much
those
of
days
these,
never
like-
come. But like, seriously, we got to stop that. We got to start embracing those changes and sort of putting value in people of age. There are cultures, we've talked about tribalism, but transcending race, we just don't honor our elders anymore. We don't respect their wisdom. We're constantly reminded that we lived in a time that is now irrelevant, so they don't give a fuck about our old stories or whatever it is. But
yeah, damn right.
you
Respect
can't
us old
hold
gray-haired
on.
people.
Thank you very much. You can't hold on to youth. It's a waste of fucking time. So
it's stressful too. Shit.
It is
stressful. It's expensive. It's expensive if you don't have money. It's expensive if you do have money. It's all feeds into our whole big crazy capitalist society and the fact that, you know, you can't be young enough.
But when
Don't
you
be
say
like this-
Glenn, when you say who's, it's not about who's to blame, it's who's responsible. Isn't that basically the same shit? Tomato, tomato.
No. It's like
So
this,
elaborate.
look.
Elaborate.
Okay, so like it's like fault and blame. We'll put fault and blame in one category,
Mhm.
responsibility in another category.
Mhm.
If Haran decides he's going to stop his diet and try to eat like Glenn on Glenn's off season, he's going to be like, well, I was just trying to do what you did. So he's going to try to blame me, right? But whose responsibility is it to make sure that they're doing what they need to do to work out, to stay in shape? That's his responsibility. He can't use, so there's blame and responsibility. So in every situation, people love to point to blame, but there's always, everybody has to act of responsibility involved that they try to pass off with the blame. I didn't know I didn't have to do that because I listened to so-and-so on YouTube. Well, you're the dumbass for not taking the responsibility to fact check so-and-so. So, you know what I'm saying?
You're right, because we've become so stupid and so obsessed with it that we have, you know, commercials that say, don't take Relzator if you're allergic to Relzator. Of fucking course not. I'm not going to take it. But they legally have to say it because the people in the Relzator commercial are smiling. I want to smile. I'm going to take that shit regardless and deal with the consequences later.
Those procedures, it opens up the door to the one thing that people cannot have control over right now, because people can have control over perceptions and everybody can play in the sand and give each other, you know, participation trophies. But right now, you cannot do these things when it comes to genetics. You know what I mean? If you're this tall, if you're that tall, it is what it is. Now here's the thing when it comes to like the fitness industry. This is one of the issues that I have with the fitness industry. There's so many lies attached to it.
I'm about to say fitness industry.
There's this idea that, okay, let's take Jen for instance. You know, let's say, you know, we get Jen in the gym.
Yeah, Jen is fake. That's
you know
right.
what I mean? She's eating
White Castle.
Awesome.
Okay, she eats White Castle every day.
But that's just the whole shit. But wait, but this is the point I'm making. This is the point I'm making.
I ain't giving up my White Castles, Glenn.
I asked her, where's a good restaurant at? She said White Castle.
I miss White Castle.
Are they on Seamless? Are they on Seamless?
They don't got them out here no more.
Some kind of crazy shit. But anyway, we take Jen for instance. Let's say we're doing we're doing a fitness infomercial, some shit like that. She's running on the treadmill. She's looking the same way she looks now, literally right now. And she doesn't work out that much. And we say, yeah, you can look exactly like this woman. And people believe that all you got to do is follow this thing, that thing, this thing. And yeah, you'll look exactly like that woman. What they don't tell you is that she looks like this already.
Right.
Drink this shake and you'll look like her.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times in the fitness industry, the dirty little secret, even when you see people on stage, no matter where you see these people, 9 times out of 10, even without the gear, even with maybe a moderate, workout regimen, they still look somewhat in shape, or they look as if they have some sort of shape that can be molded.
But Haran, full disclosure, I'm working with a supplement company, right? I did all the little commercials. I was reading off the teleprompter and I was like, oh my God, guys, I just tried blah, blah, blah. And you will not believe it took me 3 weeks. This is how I do my commercials, guys. And I'm reading off the teleprompter. You already know, Lily, right? My friends hit me up like, yo, what that tastes like? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't take that. I don't fucking take that shit. I read the lines. I read the lines.
What people need to realize.
You got a question. Wait 1 second, Glenn.
So my question was like, are people being lied to, or do they want to be lied to?
They want to be lied to.
Look, listen. I'm gonna keep it real with you. If a man works out, and if somebody said that's not natural, he's on steroids, that's a compliment. Because if you work out, if you bust your ass for 6 or 7 months and you showed up and you look like any old regular motherfucker that lost maybe 20, 30 pounds, and they're like, oh yeah, great, that's awesome.
Really good for you. Good for you.
No one wants to aspire to that. People want to look like Dwayne Johnson. They don't want to admit that.
Well, here's the thing.
They
Well,
want
people,
I don't want to look like.
what people
The
need to
Rock.
realize is
they
that
don't want to look like some regular dude, because if they look like any other regular dude, then you just would follow any regular fucking regimen. These women, they want to have the huge ass. They want to do all this shit. Why? Because they know that when those women climb up on IG, when those women climb up on Twitter, what happens? Their fucking following numbers go through the fucking roof. They love the attention, monetize the fucking attention, and so on. Look, I put myself in the hot seat. This is one particular girl with insanely huge fucking breasts online that I follow.
He showed me that cat. She looks like a fucking cat. It's not attractive.
Jen like that. She's right
Jen
here.
stop
talking about her. Like
No,
that.
he,
Right there.
Glenn, he sent me that heifer. It's unsightly. It's not. It's unsightly.
You know what? I'm just glad I haven't got it in my inbox.
And I'm just like, wow,
Thank
man.
you, Ron, for not
And
sending
she's a
it to
nice
me.
looking girl, though. So,
It looks heavy. There's sweat
Right.
under there. You got to pick them up with two hands.
She got back
And you know
problems.
when she lays on her back, they over as far out as her arms.
they're impractical as fuck. I mean, they're impractical as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta like switch through cities when she's on her back.
But
You know what I'm
Haran
saying?
likes it. Haran likes it.
But okay, so,
Hey,
but
but you
that's
know
but
what?
see, but
Hey, everyone has their twist.
Yeah. So, but when I look at
Haran
it, like
Kings.
visually, optically, it's like it's kind of sexy. You know?
But see, to Sproul's earlier point, that's the whole novelty of looking at it, which
Right,
confuses women because we're looking at our man looking at all of these, and it's like I don't look like that, and I'm looking at.
Oh,
I'm
don't take it
looking at-
personal.
No, no,
here's
Sproul, that's easy to say. That's
I
easy
know,
to
it
say,
is,
Sproul.
it is,
It's very
it is.
That's
easy
why
to
y'all
say.
get.
But-
That's why
but
y'all
here's
get
the-
Men and
stabbed.
women are
Here's
different.
the problem. And
No, you're not, Spro.
Let me explain this, lady.
We are
Like,
different.
Yes, we are different in the sense of you gotta understand, ladies, likes and hearts on your Instagram does not mean we want to be with you. It just means that you're fuckable. Okay, like
Exactly. And if you have a woman,
But see, there's
thank
a-
you.
there's a-
I'm glad you said that.
It's
Because
true.
if you have a woman and she's watching you click hearts, it's like, okay, this motherfucker thinks this bitch is fuckable. And
there's a
women
lot of
don't
bitches
want,
that are fuckable.
right, but women don't want to know that their man thinks a myriad of other women
But women
are
know
That
fuckable.
don't look like
think that
her
they're
are fuckable.
That don't look like her. That don't look like her,
But
correct.
like,
So men
it's
can hide their Instagram accounts, right? So,
it's like how many
Like
guys,
her in your head.
but how many,
Like her,
how many guys
like you did before the internet.
well, it just manifested like stop
Imagination.
taking pictures, ladies. Stop taking pictures on the internet. If you don't want guys to like them, stop taking pictures. But here's
No, I want you to like my shit because you know what I mean. No. Listen, your girlfriend is your issue, and I'm talking to the men worldwide.
But
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying is-
if I was in a relationship, I would have an issue with that. Like her in your head, bitch. Like her in your head.
Jen, if you were in a relationship,
Okay, well, wait one second. Wait one second.
Let me get this question, Ron.
Okay,
Jen,
go
if you were in a relationship,
He wouldn't have a phone.
would you
Or
have
hands.
social media?
Say again?
If you were in a relationship, would you get rid of your social media from?
If he replaces the income that I get from it, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
Thank
There you
you.
go. Thank you. Because social media to me is income.
That's my income.
Okay, I get that. So let's say he's making 7 figures.
Uh-huh.
He's a 7-figure earner.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I want you to get rid of your social media. No more
It's
Instagram,
gone.
no more Twitter, no more Snapchat,
It's gone.
no more
Easy.
OnlyFans.
That's easy, Glenn.
Easy.
That's
I don't want this
easy,
shit
Glenn.
anyway.
That's easy. Listen, I loathe
Okay.
social
I hate
media.
it.
If I hit a lick, I'll have my assistant deal with my social media. I loathe social media. So if this man was like, hey, look, I'm gonna open up that salon or that thing you wanted, get off social media, I'd be like this. Everything would be gone. I'm out of there.
Gone.
I'm
Like,
outta there.
he wouldn't even
Okay,
be
I
able to
was
get
just
the whole
wondering.
sentence out of his
Because-
mouth before I
Out.
delete that shit.
Because
It's
you know what?
gone.
Most women will have a hard time with that. They're like, well, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
true.
They're like,
True.
wait a minute. Why? Because that's their way of staying in the game without being in the game. So
Right.
it's like
That's their currency.
Very true.
Exactly. So it's like, wait a minute, you won't want guys, you don't want your man to like other women's pictures, but you're taking pictures of yourself that other guys are liking. So What are you bitching about?
Bro, you know what?
But it's two different things.
For a second, I want to root for the chicks.
Yeah, and plus men are easier, so y'all can't play that game because you fall and slip in the pussy like that. Men are easier.
First of
Women
all, we
will
have
toy around. Women will toy around. Women will play around. You know what I mean? But you guys, like, yeah,
Man,
just
We
takes a
have
little.
screening process. We do this. You got a pulse?
Yeah,
You
that
pass.
Thank
right
you.
there.
Hold on. Is that
Thank you
really
for being
yours?
honest.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you for being honest.
Look at it this way from a male perspective. Okay, brothers,
Oh
there's
God, a
thing
male
called-
perspective. Brace yourselves.
there's a
AKA
thing,
mansplaining. Here we go.
there's a thing called a daddy do-over, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Get your abs done and then shoot some shit in your dick or whatever.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I mean? And these men are doing it. Why are these men doing it? Because, you know what I mean, maybe they were in, you know what I mean, sitting next to their girl, you know, one day, and their girl said, "Ooh, look at his abs." And they said, "Ooh, look at that print in the damn sweatsuit." You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Liar, you tried it. Cap. You tried it.
Or they
Did it
tuned
sound
in.
Cap.
Look
Or
at
they
this.
tuned
Cap.
in. They tune into On the Block with Jen, or us telling them to get their ass in the gym, and they're like, "Oh, well, you know, this is the quicker way to do it," right? And because really, a lot of times, right, a lot of these guys that's in the manosphere, the red pill, the overdose of pills, they complaining like how they can't get a woman. A lot of them over here like just go to the gym and do something with yourself. A lot of them feel like that's half of the battle. Like if I could just get this done, I don't have to improve on my communication skills or my hygiene or anything.
My other deficiencies. My
No,
94 Chevy Lumina in the driveway.
Can we
Yeah.
just like at least like clear this out of the way, Eric? Like, look, there's no such thing as an incel. Okay, they're all voluntarily celibate.
Huh? Voluntarily.
That's what
Have you
incel
seen some of
means.
these guys?
Yeah,
No,
correct.
But
incel
that's what
means-
incel means.
No, incel means
Incel is a
involuntarily
self.
celibate.
They label
Incel means
themselves that.
involuntarily. All incels are voluntarily celibate.
By
It's by choice.
intentionally being repugnant
Okay.
to women.
Yeah, they believe the very philosophy of an incel is that they believe that based off of things that they can't change, like how incels, it's how they look. So they think like because they're under 6 feet and because they don't have the chiseled jaw and like the dope beard and all that, that they can never get with women. There's no chance for them. And so they're involuntarily celibate. And that is not the case because for men, it doesn't work like that. Luckily.
Here's the
Glory
answer.
to
You
God.
guys, if got any incel, I'll tell you right now, any incel, I'll make you a non-incel. Just fly out to Vegas, okay? We're gonna go down to Nevada, we go down to the Bunny Ranch, and you will not be an incel after we get to the Bunny Ranch.
Right.
Or that.
So I don't believe that. That's why I don't believe this whole voluntary thing. It's that you just gave up. You gave up because you don't feel like you can measure up. So you gave up. But if you was able to get it, you was gonna take it. So it's not like you're voluntarily celibate. You know what I'm saying?
It's not involuntarily. It's by choice.
Let me
do the work, or you choose not to pay for it.
Okay, let me acknowledge this super chat. Let me acknowledge this super chat. Thank you for the super chat, James Oko. James Oko says super chats don't mean we want to be with you.
Thanks for the money.
Not the $4 but we start sending those $100 super chats. That might be another story. You're like, hey, we might go on a dinner.
Ruth Chris tonight.
So let me throw a cap at Haran because that was the biggest cap ever. Okay. I mean, it was a big cap, like cap, like Shaquille O'Neal wears that cap. It's a big cap. It's a big cap.
Not so.
Women, because women, we talk about what we like about men physically with other women. We do not sit with our man and say, damn, he has nice abs. God, look at his dick print. And those, we say that to our girlfriends. We have enough couth and decency to talk behind your backs about your fucking guts. But you men.
That's decent.
You men, yes. Men.
Oh,
you
men.
men.
Do men talk to their women about like, oh
yes,
my God,
yes,
look at her?
Yes.
What?
Really?
Y'all don't even realize, Jen, we talk about this a lot. Y'all don't even realize, y'all do this thing, and I'm gonna, Jen, Back me up on this one.
Oh, here
Y'all
we go.
do this thing that I don't think you realize that you're doing, right? You'll say things like
Clueless.
you'll give a compliment and then back it up like, you know what, you'll be even better with blonde hair. You know what, it'd be even nicer if you just had it. Like, it's this thing that a lot of men do, and they do it so matter of fact that because when you point it out to them, they're like, what? And it's like they don't even hear
And
themselves
you have
doing
to
it.
understand when you do that, it translates to a woman. Oh, so this isn't good enough.
Mhm.
Well,
No, wait a minute. That doesn't
women
really
have
I
mean that.
have
It just literally
never.
mean that, hey, you know, I got
Yes,
a
you
great
did, bro.
idea. I got a great idea. I genuinely
I
think
gotta
that
ask
you
my
would look
wife
great
now.
in this particular hair color, and I think it would be a benefit for you. A
Y'all
benefit.
don't want to hear ideas. Y'all do
So
not want to
You,
hear
but
our
but if
ideas.
I said to you,
all the
but
time.
listen to me. But that's a physical aesthetic thing. If I said to you, it would be really dope. I heard the daddy do-overs can make your dick bigger. I was wondering. I think it'd be good. It'll benefit you. I think it's a
I'll be
good
like,
idea. You don't want
would
to
it
hear
benefit
that.
us? Would it be benefiting us?
Yeah,
Would
would
benefit
it
us?
though?
Oh,
Would it really?
You wouldn't want to hear that from the woman that you've
No,
been
you're
fucking
right.
night after night after night. You would not want to. Y'all talk a good one. You would not want to hear from the woman you've been ramming night after night after night. Her suggest
Okay, fellas.
that your dick should be bigger.
Nobody wants to hear a suggestion.
Fellas,
Well,
fellas,
that is my point. But men suggest what women should look like all the
all
fucking
the
time. Shut
time.
the fuck
All
up.
the time.
Shut up.
See, men do it overtly. Y'all women do it covertly.
Oh my
Examples,
God,
please. Go ahead. Give
Glenn.
me
Y'all women.
amuse me.
Here we go.
Amuse
I'm
me
gonna
with
go.
an
Y'all
example.
women. Here we
Glenn.
go. Y'all women.
Y'all
I'm coming
women.
out to start fights tonight. I'm in Vegas. We're fight night.
Yeah, come on and
All
start a fight,
right.
Glenn. Yeah, give
All
an
right,
example.
So you'll be like this, like, you know, I like Jason Momoa movies. Oh, did you like the one that you like the show The Frontier? I've never seen that movie. Jason Momoa's in it. Oh, did he have his shirt off?
Oh,
We don't do that. That's cap.
Stop
We
it.
don't
You making up stuff. Glenn,
we do the opposite. We do. Let me tell you something. A good woman use a lie.
Why did more women go see Aquaman than any other superhero movie? Period.
Because women like men that look good. Yeah, because women like men that look good.
So
but we're
you
not
guys are
sitting there with you
covertly.
saying, you know what, you'll be a lot better with six pack like his, honey.
You
Don't
are
you?
covert.
Don't
No,
you think?
Let me tell you what women
I
do.
probably would.
No.
Telegraphing what you like.
You're use a lie. This is what women do. This is what women. Trust me, I know. Women, look. I talk to the girls all the fucking time. Okay, this is what women do. We actually, because we are predisposed, reared, raised. We're little geishas for you fucking Neanderthals. This is what women do. This is what women do. Matter of fact, we diminish somebody we think is fuckable all night.
Yep.
We
Yep.
diminish him. You'll
Yep.
be like, damn, man. You'll be looking at Jason Momoa. We'll be sitting next to you. Our pussies are wet as fuck, right? We're sitting there watching Jason Momoa. And you'll say to us, damn, baby, look at Jason, man. I got to get back in the gym. We'll be like, baby, I love you as is. Meanwhile, pussies are wet because Jason is running across the screen.
Yeah, but
Okay?
we know you lying.
We will
But at least we have
diminish.
decency to lie, Glenn. We are
Right, we
decent
have the
humans.
decency to lie to make
The
you and
difference
your
is,
gut feel
men,
good.
we know you're.
We are telling
Men,
you
we
the
know you're
truth, though.
lying,
You
and we
lie.
can. We'll deal with it. Women,
Who gives
if
a
they
fuck?
do
We
know
know
men
y'all are
lying,
liars.
they
Who
can't.
gives a fuck? We know y'all are lying too. We know you want to fuck the bitch on TV. We don't want to hear
We'll
it.
tell
Is the
you that,
point?
though.
We
We'll
don't
be
want to
like,
hear
damn.
it.
Whoever's telling you this, stop dating those kind of people.
Oh, no, no.
Seriously.
Don't do it.
bro.
Don't do
We're
it.
not going to let you get away
Don't
with
do
that,
it.
bro.
I'm
Don't do it.
saying, get
Don't
this. When
do
you
it.
first said, think about it, when you first said it, I was like, are cats really out here, like in front of
I
their
Don't.
know.
people? Like,
Yeah, like
yo,
Don't. No,
Nah,
it's not
no,
about.
no,
I
they
did.
are.
Listen.
Out there like that.
Thank you. I am an equal opportunity dater. I've dated from all the way at the 8 figures to the homeless man, and all
God
men
bless
do
you.
the same fucking
But the
thing. Yes, I
coffee
was doing the
date guy
God's
can't
work.
get a shot. No coffee date, so
Say
the
again.
homeless guy get
Because
it.
we've been there, done that, got the t-shirt and took
Thank
it back.
you. Thank you. That's
Yo,
why. That's
I
why the
like.
coffee. He should have caught me back then.
Right.
In my
Too late.
Too late.
shit.
I like have to ask my wife now, like if I've ever done that.
But here's the thing.
You've done it, bro.
You have.
I mean, it's not, and it's not malicious. It's not malicious. It's just y'all are like that. Y'all are saying shit like
it
that.
doesn't even sound like you guys are saying it maliciously. I'm just like, wow, really? Like, have I?
No,
ever?
men do that.
Men do it very
I feel like most of the time
all
I'm
the
telling
time.
my wife, "Oh, you fine, baby," because she's always like, "I don't know," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"No,
but yeah,
I will attest.
and we love that. And we love that, but what you can say it one time about another woman, and it's like a dagger to the heart. It's like, oh, I don't look like that woman.
But see, guys take
I
it
will
as motivation when we are
when I was younger.
my wife
When I
is
was
the
younger.
baddest lady in the land."
When I was younger, I was looking for I think I was looking through a magazine. I had my girlfriend with me, maybe 7 or 18 when I was younger, and I'm looking through this magazine, and a particular woman pops up. Forgot who it was, but she was bad. I mean, her body was crazy, and I didn't say anything, but I was staring. I was mesmerized for a minute, and then my girl tapped me on the shoulder. He was like, "Hey, you like that, don't you?" I forgot she was even there, man. I forgot she was there for a minute, and yo. I realize now that, with even just my body language and the way that I behaved, I was essentially signaling to her what Jen is saying right now. So
You did it to me. I'm about to snitch. He did it to me. Haran did it to me. No, don't hide. He fucking did it. He sent me a picture of, I don't know if it was a cartoon or a real lady. The lady did resemble me, though. I will give him that. The lady resembled me. And he was like, oh, Jen, this reminds me of your body. You would look just like this if your hips were bigger like hers. Fuck off, Haran.
Hey, you know what? Say, we do it. I have no problem.
Fuck off.
I'll tell my girl straight up, like, hey.
And I was like, hold on. I am perfect as is. No cap. For a woman who's I'm fucking perfect as is. You don't have to like it. No one has to like it.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I have to like it.
You're happy with yourself. Exactly.
Yes.
That's
You know what I mean? So when a man says that, or when I see them online, like even yesterday, this guy was like, oh, if you were in a sundress and you have a flat ass, that's not a sundress, that's a hospital gown. I say, yeah, well, if you don't have 9 figures in your bank account, you're a bitch.
Well, there you go.
Because men under 9 figures are bitches. Go make some real money, bitch. Stop telling women what their bodies are supposed to look like.
That sundress line.
Stop telling men what their bank account's supposed to look like.
I retaliate. I reciprocate. I've dated plenty of broke dudes. Okay, my quota is full.
We know.
My quota is full. I don't attack a man financially unless I see him attacking other women.
We get it. You have a charity.
Okay, then no, not anymore. That's been over, Glenn. That was many, many moons ago.
It's been shut down.
That's why people are doing 3 to 4 hours on me talking about she don't want a coffee date. No, bitch, I don't. Take your mama for a coffee date.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get you some Dutch Brothers and you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, that's it. We're gonna choose the drive-thru. We're gonna go to Dutch Brothers and you're gonna enjoy that shit. Okay.
Someone tried to feed me that pale Dutch Brothers one. That one, it's like the water that they used to make coffee with or something.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
Now, I will say this. I will say this. If I'm in a relationship already, we can go get coffee, babe. We can go to Dunkin' Donuts. We can get White Castle. If we're in a relationship already.
But you think a coffee date proposition is a bad thing?
Oh, Jen,
what I'm hearing?
Oh, you're asking me? You're asking me?
Don't do it.
You about to go down a spiral.
Did you see my face? I'm like, no, he's not asking. He's not asking. I'm like, he's not asking me that. Did he ask? Is that a question? Was there a question mark at the end?
So I think, Jen, you got to define. I think you need to define relationship though, because we've been doing this for over a year now, so we kind of in the thing. We've been YouTubing like this a lot.
Listen, I don't know about like this, Glenn, but yes, we've been YouTubing.
We've been YouTubing like this.
Listen, if anyone on this panel said, Jen, let's go grab coffee, and be like, fuck yeah, we have a rapport. I'm specifically talking about a man. First of all, you're supposed to be peacocking for me. I'm talking about the first date, if you want to take me out on a date and you tell me, hey, let's go grab some coffee, I'm going to say, fuck off. Your mother likes coffee. Go get your mama.
Hey, you guys, let me say this right
Hey.
now. Wait till Instagram tomorrow. I'm gonna go meet up with Jen. We're gonna go have coffee, and then I'll be like, first date pick. And then
Coffee, I can see the coffee thing. Gentlemen, I would suggest breakfast, because you can get some upscale breakfast and it's still gonna be cheaper than dinner, and you don't gotta waste a bunch of bread, so you can test it out. I'm telling you right now.
Her egg bites,
Oh God, here we go with the test
Egg
out.
bites.
Oh
Starbucks.
no! You can go to a nice upscale place for breakfast, and still, like, breakfast is always, you always gonna save bread on breakfast. So I'm saying go to breakfast. I took my wife to breakfast.
Look, my
See,
one
this is
true
how I
love.
look at-
My one true love is coffee. I gotta find out what you order, and then I'm gonna judge you on it immediately.
Jesus.
See,
Well,
I
then
don't
we can
drink.
go to
I've
breakfast
never.
I'm not telling you.
I never drank coffee in my life, David. I can say I don't drink coffee
And
at all.
I love coffee, but
I don't. It's like a language I don't speak.
So how would you judge? I don't drink. I'll have tea. I'll go to Starbucks and have my tea, my vanilla chai tea.
I've heard of tea.
David, just to let you know,
I heard of tea.
I like my coffee black and bitter like me.
Me too. But this is the thing.
Triplets.
This is why how I feel about, like, I love coffee and all of that stuff. But if a guy is trying to date me, the way I look at it is like this: when you first start dating, everybody's putting their best foot forward. We all know after 90 days, the foot gonna go down a little bit. Like, it's the quality is gonna go down a little bit.
What's going down?
Right. So if your best foot is coffee, I already know, like, it's gonna probably go downhill later on. Like, because like Jen said, hold on, because typically, like Jen said earlier, the peacocking thing is real, right? Because we already know you're peacocking, but you ain't gonna peacock for 20 years, it's just for 90 days at max. And so
hey, you know what? It's gonna be a real sad day, like when some guys like waiting on this jet, like, hey, Jen, let's go to coffee. I'm gonna fly you out with me to Italy to go get some coffee, some amazing coffee over there. And she like, no. Dude sitting there at the jet like, man, this bitch just let me, I just could have just got her.
That's different.
First of all, if he's flying, if a man is
good.
If a man is like, let's fly to Italy and get an espresso, my favorite, I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, that's a different. Why is it? Let me ask this question. Why is it that men are the only fucking species that think they can get laid for nothing, for zero, for zip? You deserve a black widow mate. Your head should be twisted off and taken off. You're the only ones on the planet.
I have the answer to your question, Jen.
I watch Animal Planet, and there are little birds who spin around for 3 hours to get laid, and you guys can't fucking fathom a dinner.
I have
I'll get in 20 minutes. I'm going to jack off anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, that happened.
Jen, I have the answer to your question.
Go ahead, Sprout.
So the reason is because men seem to feel. Now, I will get in. Let me finish here. I will try to land the plane as quickly as possible.
Please.
Not
I'm already ready to shoot it down.
Not that all men are justified, because I think it is very obvious and apparent they are not. But men overall generally feel like that because they are men, and because of the different things that come with being a man, they feel like they work hard. Let's narrow it down. Let's talk about the guys that like just want to get into a committed relationship, right? These guys feel like they work hard, whatever it is that they do. And this is guys on all levels. I'm talking like the big ballers down to the blue collar average Joe, Fred Flintstone, getting off from the quarry, right? They all feel like they work hard. And they all feel like they want a woman to share their life with or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. And again, Haran, the guys who are looking for a committed relationship, right? Like these are those cats. So because of what we have talked about multiple times, are the culture in the West clashing with how men and women are in the mating dance. That all getting out of whack. Men and women are bumping heads, right? So the men are frustrated because remember, it's everyone's fault. The men are failing and the women are failing, generally speaking.
Is there music going on and somebody in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, it's for what
Yeah.
Spro was
Oh,
saying.
it's you. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Bro, you got on the wrong channel, bro. If you wanted any sympathy for men.
No, it's not. It's not even about sympathy for men.
Continue, Spro.
I'm not
Continue,
finished. Yeah.
Spro. Spro, continue.
These poor men.
For 75
They are
cents a day, you can help
hurting.
a poor man out like this.
They are horny, and all they want is some coochie, maybe a sandwich here or there.
Oh.
And how the brothers are feeling is the brothers are feeling like, yo, why is she like this way? I'm working hard. I'm doing what I gotta do as a man. I ain't asking for coffee, I asked for breakfast, but like that ain't bad. I just want to make sure that like I'm not wasting my time or my money. I get that women care about money. That don't make them wicked. But I just want to be sure that she is worth it. So, because men and women are so out of order on both ends, men and the women are out of order. The men and the women, again, underline the men and the women, because of the shortcomings on the women's side, also clashing with the shortcomings on the men's side. The men feel like they're working hard, but the thing is, they're not working hard, and they are lazy and they are dumb. And then the women, because of how they are, feel like that they are owed more than what they are owed. And because of that, some men are weary about doing certain things, certain dates. That's why I hear the coffee thing come up. Now, again, I'm like a coffee, maybe a second, third date, right? I personally wouldn't go to coffee. That's why I'm like, yo, breakfast. Because I was on the same, I was on the same type time. Like I was like, yo, like, first date, I don't want to, like, again, I want a peacock, but I don't want to waste my time and or my finances. But how do I show her that I'm interested while at the same time watching out for myself? So personally, for me, it looked like breakfast. I think a lot of people nowadays, that is why. And again, this is for the men who are looking for committed relationships, not most men. The other men hop on the gripes of those men to justify their fuckery.
So let me really quickly, bro. So here's the thing. When I hear coffee, I'm like, oh, you just want to get laid for cheap. Great. I'm not your girl. When
a Starbucks is a minimum $9.
For some women, that may be the case.
Okay, but look, I would say the majority, because when you're talking about a man who's looking to settle down and looking for a wife, I would think that man is going to present his world to that woman. This is what I want to bring you into. I'm going to be protector, provider. This is how I am as a man, blah, blah, blah. A man who's serious about settling down with a woman. A motherfucker who's just off the fly, like, hey, you want to grab coffee? Hey, you want to grab some drinks? He's not that interested, and that's okay. But let's not pretend that those coffee date guys and those, hey, let's grab drink guys are these doting wannabe husbands.
I'm not saying that. I'm not arguing that. And there actually is a point to what you're saying. Like I can dig it. Like it's like, oh, let's go get drinks, let's go get coffee. Again, they may be open to maybe something serious, but I could see where you're like, oh, they're not like, oh, they're not looking for a wife or whatever. However, I would also argue that nowadays,
hold on, Glenn.
Nowadays, it is a little different. And like again, I haven't been on the dating scene in a little while, now, like I'm married, but like even looking at it, like from when I was, it was nuts. Like the internet dating and like just people in like my generation and my age group, like it is weird and it is changing. Like, and I was raised very kind of old fashioned. Like, I used to pick girls' flowers and get laughed at for it. And like, then I stopped doing, no. Straight up, I stopped doing that. And like, I went through so many different weird phases because of like things that were like told to me from like people who were older. And it's like, like, you're right. Women generally do like that kind of thing. But nowadays, you got to move different. And again, this isn't a justification for, I'm not saying like, oh, take her out for coffee dates, because you're right. If a guy is really serious, he's not going to just ask you to coffee. However, I think for some of the probably younger guys, especially if they're looking at manosphere content, but there's still hope for them. Let's just say that they're going to be like, oh, let's go to coffee and this and that. And they're not going to, they're just a little more weary. However, again, I'm not justifying like the coffee thing. I'm just saying.
So what if a woman is worried and shows up in slippers and a bonnet? Just to make sure, you're worth it.
A woman who is weary does not look like a woman showing up in slippers and a bonnet. I will just say that. Realistically, it does not
she's
look
showing
like
up in slippers and a bonnet. She's telling me she's
but that's right. But you have to understand that's the equivalent. Little effort for little effort. Little effort
I
for
don't
little
think
effort.
that's little effort. I think a lot of men are also confused as to what women like. I think, which is the same thing with women, with what men like. I think like there are a lot of guys that think, I used to think this, that like, oh, like I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. And like, I don't mean any harm. I'm looking for her, blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, well, I have goals and yada, yada. So that'll shine through because that's what I was told. And to be quite honest, maybe when you get a little older, but when you're younger, if you don't got the bag,
be creative. Just be creative.
You can be no. There are ways.
Yeah, be creative.
Let me say this:
like it's a little harder.
I gotta ask a question. This is a quick question I gotta ask. What is a good guy?
Depend on who you want.
What is a good guy? What is that? I mean,
even if you notice how I said it, I thought like I'm a good guy. Like
no, I'm just saying. Is it just the guy who won't cheat on you? Is that the only criteria? You know what I mean?
I would say a good guy is, there's so many different, a good guy is a guy of integrity, you know, he works hard, he's not lazy, he has courage, because I'm not going to say bravery, because there's a big difference, but I think courage is way more valuable than bravery, or way more admirable than bravery.
But I think the problem with the good guy, because look, there's somebody for everybody. I think the problem with the good guy is he wants the hot, sexy girl. That's not your lane.
Not every single no. That you're talking about the nice guy. That's the nice guy.
But the nice guy and the good guy, they want a good. Listen, there's a whole pool of women for the good guy. They're the librarian, they're the kindergarten school teacher. They're not the girl that dresses like me and what's up, bitch? And I'm dancing on the table. It's not that girl, but that's the girl that I think that's totally true because I think that's totally true. I am not conflating. I'm not conflating because here's why. The girl, listen, the nice girl, the good girl, the girl that's going to go with you to Comic-Con, the girl that's not going to care that you don't have any money, the girl that's not going to care that you got a pot belly, that girl, guess what? She's available. She's ready. You overlook her. She is not exciting. She is not sexy. Men want sexy. Men want exciting. Men want cleavage. Men want the woman that all the other men want. When you're overlooking the girl who's making your coffee at Starbucks and she really likes you and spells your name correctly, make sure you have that extra froth. You don't want that bitch. You want the one that walks in. You want the one that walks in like, what's up? You got my order wrong. What's wrong? I come here every day. You want her. That is who you want.
No. I hear what you're saying, but like those women, like the women that you described, those women are also sexy. And again, like I get what you're saying. It sounds like you're talking about those guys in those manosphere live chats that are like, I'm a good guy. Why don't the girls want to be with me? Blah, 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 blah. That is different. That is a different monster. That's in there with, they're not all incels. Because again, incels is a self-label, but they're in there with them. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about regular, even like, it's not even regular guys, like, but like just men like that aren't like in that weird, bitter, like, oh, I'm owed pussy, like, not
but Spro, okay, the regular guys. I walk outside, all I see is regular women who are looking for husbands. That's why I can't get which I can't pick up what you're putting down. People. I can't.
I would say it's individuals, and this goes for the men and the women. They're going to be individuals that are going to miss out on a lot of stuff because they are under the impression that they deserve something that, like, they don't. Again, maybe they're blind right now, but I wouldn't say it's not so much about, like, again, I get what you're saying, but it's not, I wouldn't say that it's an overall like blanket statement.
Glenn, you stupid.
Like,
I say the
I really don't
majority.
think.
I think the majority, and women do this too. To be fair, I think the majority of people that are constantly complaining, "Oh, I struck out again. Nobody wants me." Women will say, "Oh, you want the hoes. Y'all want the hoes," and men will say, "Right? Oh, you want the assholes." No, it's just that those two people who are complaining refuse to date each other. You refuse.
They
You
want
refuse.
they
Those
want
are your
they
people.
want the people
Guys
that they're
want
saying they don't
hoes.
want.
Bro, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Can I ask you a
Guys
question?
love hoes.
Yes.
Let me ask you. I'm one right here, bro. Let me ask you a question. The good guy that you explained, if he had all of those attributes that you mentioned, but he said, he liked to cheat. Is he still a good guy?
Well, no. Cheating implies that there is a breach of contract. I'm not talking about like, that's what that means. Cheating means that
Okay.
you're going against an agreement. Now there are men
That agreement could include cheating, though. You know what I mean?
no,
As
that's what
long
I'm
as your
saying. There
agreement
are
and their
people that
agreement.
don't mind if their partner steps out. That is not cheating.
I was
That
hoping
is
you
not
would-
cheating.
I
Someone
was
who
hoping you would say that.
cheats in any regard, that is a
Mhm.
breach of contract. That means you're doing something that is deceitful. Then yes, that is wrong. That is not a man of good integrity.
So do
Look
you
at our
think
nose saint. Our nose saint is Mimi. I go sleepy nose saint. It did it.
motherfucker look like
He jet
he look
lagged.
like that high friend in a bait movie? Yeah, bro.
We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up. I do want, because we're over the 2 hour. And come back tomorrow. It's gonna be spicy. Also Thursday we are revisiting the Black versus Brown. What's the real issue? A lot of people wanted more of that. They wanted more of that. There were some people that wanted in on that and they weren't available. So Thursday again we will repeat Black versus Brown. Tomorrow's gonna be spicy as well. We're gonna be spicy all damn week here. We're gonna bring it. So to wrap, right? We discussed the racial factor in this whole, BBL thing. Black men, are you gonna be more responsible with your words and stop telling Black and Latin women that they need big asses?
I'm going to, well, one, I have a wife. My preference is my wife. However, for other men, and this is for same thing for women, if you have your preferences, you have your preferences. It doesn't mean shoot down a party that does not have your preferences. And people who do not fit someone's preferences, you cannot take it too personally, and that's where personal responsibility comes into place. Yes, social factors do play a part when we talk about like the male gaze and how people look and BBLs and surgery. That does play a part in and it's not nice. However, responsibility. You feel however you feel about you. If you let what someone says about you affect how you want to change yourself in any way, shape, or form or regard, that is on you. Because again, if you weren't getting the BBLs, do you think the men would just stop talking to you? No. And again, that doesn't mean that the cats don't talk to the girls and like the girls with the BBLs. You feel me? The titties on Instagram, we went over that, all that. However, if no one was getting BBLs, men would still talk to y'all. It would be something else. Do not let it affect you. Yeah, it's on you. That's who's to blame. It's always it's you. There's social media, male gaze, all that. Yeah, factors. It is on the people getting the surgeries. So, miss, if you are getting a BBL because of Instagram models or your boyfriend, liked a picture or whatever, don't be stupid. Don't get a BBL. Tell him that you don't want to hear it, or just, I don't know, do some squats. Shit.
I'll say this, ladies. I have this workout called Build a Butt. All right, as a former personal trainer and bodybuilder, I have a workout. It's called Build a Butt. It's 1,000 reps. You do it twice a week, and your booty be looking nice and plump. Okay, no surgery needed. All right, no steroids needed. If you want to build a butt, slide in, hit me up. I will give you the workout for free. I'm trying to save y'all lives. All booties' lives matter. All booties matter.
Yeah, at this point, it is life saving.
It is.
I will take heed to the words said tonight. Jen, my apologies to you if what I said to you were a little bit off-putting and it put you in a space. That wasn't my intention. I hope after last night when I particularly complimented you and you know what I'm discussing, I said please look like that for my music video.
Oh, we lost Bro. Good night, Bro.
Hopefully I redeem myself in that context.
Listen, I know who the fuck I am, Haran. It took me a long time to get here, but I know who the fuck I am.
Absolutely
Trust and
should.
believe.
Right.
But either way, I was not saying. And we both
I know
know.
that there's no I know there's no malice. You guys are just again Neanderthals. We love y'all though, but y'all are Neanderthals.
Right.
I do want to say this. I don't think that again tribalism. I really don't think that all men are into those bodies, especially Black and Latin men. I think that they feel like, oh, I better like this body. I think there's peer pressure too. I don't think all men like those ballooned bodies, but it's like you better like it because that's what we like, right? Yeah, we like big ass. I don't think all men
Men are
like
gonna
those
like-
bodies.
They're gonna
There
like
might be
whatever they could get
some
later.
truth to that. Let me just get this out. I was having a discussion with a couple of dudes, and they were saying that Miami, young Miami, whatever, she was the shit, whatever. I thought she was mid. I was like, oh, this broad is mid. And it was like, yeah, who you shooting for? I was like, my mind is like, Megan Good and shit like that, and like shit like that. And it was like, yo, Miami looks better than her. And I'm like, in what fucking world?
Mm-hmm.
Young Miami dealing with Megan Good. You know what I mean? I was like, that's not happening. But in their mind, she was the shit. You know what I mean? All of them was against me on it, but I was like, nah. Megan is absolutely, amazing. But my aesthetic, what I was looking at and what I wanted in that context, yes, it does lay claim to what you just said, Jen.
Glenn Stupid said men will like whoever throws a box at them. No Saint. Say something, no Saint. No Saint.
Yeah, listen, I'm just letting the panel know that there was a few times that if I was in my right mind, I would have been slicing, but I'm too tired tonight mentally to spar.
You had a long vacay.
Oh
We
my
get
God,
it.
I'm just jet lagged. I
Yeah,
am
that jet lag ain't no joke.
But yeah, just I'll be back on my game soon. Hopefully tomorrow.
Tomorrow, get some good sleep. Come back tomorrow. I'll keep it spicy. You already know. Go meet me.
I will. Have a good night.
Good night.
See, no Saint.
Good to see you. Ilham, David, Lily,
Yes.
Glenn. Any last parting words for these crazy surgeries that are killing women and will continue to kill women? I'm sure the good thing is she was an influencer. She had a big following. Maybe some women will be like, holy fuck, I'm not going to do it. Maybe they'll opt out now, but we all know they're going to still be, in droves. The risk is worth it to them. They need that big ass. That big ass is a commodity now. And they don't even give a damn about the male gaze. You can monetize a big ass now.
Okay.
But the real ones will love you, and they will love you as you age and change. Save your money, and don't give a fuck about what anyone has to say about you. I think when it goes back to your movie, Lily, and what you said again tonight, when you look at someone else's freedom and envy it, right? You have a problem with loving yourself. So
Yep.
try to figure that one
I
out.
will say this: if you want to have a conversation about other things other than butts, I'm gonna have the controversial Angela Knight on Friday. The girl that called out that red pill guy on Valuetainment, made that huge ordeal. Well, she's coming on my show. We're gonna have a one-on-one. It's gonna be real spicy.
When is that? When are you doing that?
Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time or Vegas time now.
Okay.
It's going to be about an hour long. It's going to be a good show. And you'll actually catch me on Access Vegas on Thursdays because I'm now the producer of Access Vegas. So
what's Access Vegas?
Oh, you need to see that show. I'm trying to get you on that show.
I need to be on that show. What?
Like no, for real. Like you let's just say I'm now the king of Access Vegas. Not Rollo, okay. It's not Mike Sartain, it's me. There was a vote.
Go ahead.
Who had the thickest D on the stage, and I won. So
was it through an implant or just
Did you really measure? Did you guys really measure, or are you shitting me right now?
No, she did the hand test, and she's a cockologist. So she's a
Makes sense.
cockologist. I'll take her word for it since
Right.
Okay. All right.
doing
Gotta
it.
listen we gotta listen to the cockologist.
Right.
So we're doing things now. Now we're in Vegas.
Okay.
But hey, Jen, hit me up after this. I gotta get ready for the gym.
Okay.
I got update you on some things. So hit me
Está
up.
bien.
All right,
Okay.
peace.
See you,
Thank you,
Glenn.
Glenn.
Big man.
Oh man, so sad.
And
So sad. This story is still horrible.
yeah, it's a very, very sad story. Like you said, Jen, I don't feel like it's going to go anywhere, especially in the urban community, anytime soon. Um, so my cautionary tale is that, and this is my thing, what people don't think about. We touched on it, but we didn't go into it. Having a crystal ball of what this stuff is going to look like 20 and 40 years from now. Because remember, you're going to be 80 and your ass is going to be 20, right? So
Yeah.
it's going,
yeah. And like, also I was saying that, 20 years ago when everyone was starting to get pierced and inked, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to have this whole geriatric generation of, folks with, full ink and 20-year-old implants, like you said, like, you know what I mean? And also, what's the maintenance like?
I was just about to say,
is there data? Is there research on how your ass is going to age or the implants?
I mean, there's a
whatever.
There's a lot of maintenance, though.
There's a
like,
lot
they
of
gotta wear the
and I don't. And if
Spanx,
you can't afford it's like buying a,
a BMW, can't afford it.
and you got a budget to fix, a Ford Escort. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
It's
Like,
a lot of maintenance.
the maintenance will kill you.
And then a lot of people don't know about the lipo because they have to take it from somewhere, which is lipo, and put it somewhere else. When you do lipo, the fat never comes back to the place that you did the lipo. So that's why you see these girls as they age, like Nicki Minaj, her BBL is not aging well at all, right? And so what happens is,
I thought she was pregnant again, and she wasn't. It was just her stomach.
Right. It goes to the back. For a lot of women, it goes to their shoulders. It goes to it goes to these weird places if they don't maintain it, right? So yeah, it's a lot that people don't think about that goes into it, whether it's the maintenance or how it ages. It's very, very tricky. So.
And I just want to say, it's not a BBL is not like, oh, I got one tattoo, I got two, let me get a sleeve, right? It's not you. They're going in your body with a freaking needle that's the same size needle that they embalm people with, okay? They just stick it all up in your body. They fan it out and they're pulling fat out. And some women have had their lungs punctured. That's how long the needle is, okay? They start at your stomach. They've had their lungs punctured, their freaking liver, their spleen. Some women have gotten broken ribs. This is not a, hey, let me just, let me get new implants or another tattoo. This is brutal surgery. That is why those girls are bleeding after, and they got those little balls on the side where it's like it collects the blood, and people have to massage, literally. I think I sent it to you, Haran, the video where they have to massage the blood out of the holes, and the blood is coming out of the holes. So, but think about just go to the damn gym, because honestly, the hottest bodies out are healthy bodies.
Yes.
Healthy bodies are the hottest bodies out. Just be healthy. You'll glow. You'll feel good. You look good. You won't look heavy. A lot of these girls in their early 20s get these BBLs. They need help going up and down the stairs. I'm like, you just aged yourself 30 years to have a fat ass.
They look old.
Yeah.
I don't know why they always look so old. I'm like, all these BBL girls, they be in their 20s and looking like they're a 40-year-old woman that looks good for her age. Like, every time I see, and then they all starting to look alike now. Between the lace fronts and the baby hair and the heavy makeup and the BBLs, they all are looking alike now.
Now they get veneers. Now they getting the fucking veneers.
Oh God, please don't get me started with the veneers. Please do not get me started. I can't stand those chiclets.
I'm happy. I think I'm gonna win again. See, when I was in junior high school and high school, I barely went to high school, but when I was that age, I was like, oh my God, look at all the girls. They grew their titties and their butts, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a late bloomer. And now all them women, sorry,
my mother.
Now, they're finding me on Facebook, and I'm like, "Who are you?" I'm Jen.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
hi. How are you?"
I was the
Hey.
same way, Jen.
Shit, no.
I was always complaining about how skinny I was growing up, and I'm like, now I'm looking back, like, oh. And then I
I'm like,
remember
"Yay."
my girlfriends used to come over the house or whatever, and they'd be like talking to my mother about how skinny they are. And I'm thinking about two girls in particular now, and my mother was that super skinny girl, and she's like, girl, just wait till just keep living, have a child or two, it's going to all come together. And those two girls got the best bodies now. So
Yeah,
just saying.
just and it takes, like you said, that's why your movie is so good, Lily. It's like it's internal work. You have to do the internal work. Like, what's that? I love that saying I posted. If there are no enemies inside, no enemies outside can hurt you. It's all
Right.
about what's in here and what you think about yourself.
Right.
All in here. So you can say what you want. You get Haran could be like, "Oh, Jen, you look better if you're like
Oh,
me."
and these things are like
I'm a
tattoos.
woman. I'm gonna never let you forget.
No,
These
you won't.
BBLs are like tattoos too. That's the other thing. They go back and back and back because there was something that Ron said earlier. There's two types of BBL girls, right? And I know them both, and I've seen this with my own eyes. The ones who do their own work first and just go in and get stuff that taken care of that can't be done through exercise, like loose skin and stuff like that. They're one and done. They're gone.
Yep.
The ones who don't do the internal work or do their own work, they're back round after round after. They call them rounds. They round one, round two, round three, round four. It's hands down, never fails.
Yeah.
I say this: the two girls that I researched who died, and no cap, were beautiful girls already, young, beautiful girls with children. I'm like, you were fine right there. You were fine.
Yeah.
Sad.
And you know, when it comes to your body, like, we all get a budget. We're all on a budget to a certain extent, but that is one thing you can't be on a budget on. And so it's so attractive to get the twofers overseas and everything like that.
Twofers.
You're like,
The BOGO.
is that a fourfer technically?
They have those too.
Yeah, they do. So, does that country have the same medical standards as the United States? And not that we're a shining example, mind you, like we suck, but we do have a lot of protocol and regulation in place. And and then like change the name clinics or going to a hotel because a lady who knows how to do it because she was a nurse at a clinic somewhere.
I also
you gotta if you're gonna don't buy don't buy the car if the butt is that important to you.
I just want to say something again about the fitness industry. I see the same thing with a lot of these young guys when it comes to steroids that I see these young girls go through when they go through the BBLs. And a lot of these young guys, they run out there because they want to look like these, they want to look like these mass monsters or whomsoever. And they'll shoot themselves up with all kinds of steroids, and some of them get heart attacks in their 20s and so on and so forth. And a lot of people have a very steep misconception of steroids. You can be taking steroids and not even look like you're taking steroids because you just don't have the genetics to actually become this, Greek god that you think that you want to become. And also you need to go through years and years and years of working out anyway. You don't just pump yourself up with fucking steroids and then, you just sit on your ass and all of a sudden you look like fucking, some Momo or some shit like that. You have to put in the work. So it's the same thing. These people are just dying from actual, entertainment of beauty. And it's sad when you see that with young people.
Yeah, it's sad when she said, there's a video out there now, people are playing. It's sad that she said, I'm in the gym, I'm working off I lost a little bit of weight after the baby. But she was like, I'm looking at these girls that got the BBLs and they just like, they ready. Famous last words. All right, guys. So with that said, tomorrow will be spicy. David, I hope you can come back as often as you can. Man. We'd love to have you.
I am really loving spending time with y'all. Really, for real.
It's a New York thing.
Yeah, it really is. And we got all these boroughs here.
Right.
He represents Queens. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I will definitely be back.
Yes, please
Yeah,
do.
tomorrow.
Please do. Chat, thank you so much for holding me down. Chat, come back mañana. Thank you for the super chats. Don't forget, if you want to support the show, Cash App on the Block with Jen, open 24 hours a day if you're catching the replay. And we will see you here tomorrow. We got a spicy week for y'all. I'm telling y'all, push y'all off all week long. Let's go viral in this bitch. All right, guys. So good night. Love you all. See you mañana.
Ciao.
Ciao. Right, guys, if you're still here, please hit that like and subscribe on your way out for mama. We will see you here tomorrow. Have an amazing night. Happy Monday. Good night, guys.